Share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. What's going on, yo? What's going on? What's going on? Oh man, FD signifier sniping at us again. So let's do our preliminaries. Preliminaries. Okay. I'm going to see if I can bring a panel up. I'm not sure today, so we might have to hold off for tomorrow on that one. So we're just putting that out there now. Um, I definitely want to come to you guys with this. A bunch of you guys email me with this. It's okay. Mr. Z already saw it. I watched it and it's crazy because I started getting email after email. Z, did you see this? Did you see this? And I see AB covered it. I didn't listen to it yet. Um, but I did see that AB covered it also. So FD signifier once again making it seem like this is an existential crisis, which to a certain extent I would tend to agree with. I do think that the fracturing of the Black community even more than it already is a problem. I do agree with him on that. With that, y'all said nothing. Your ideological elders, many of your ideological juniors said nothing for decades. As Black women punched down on Black men, insulted Black men, demeaned Black men, and hid all of that behind what, combating misogyny or misogynorism, which wasn't a real word, all of, I don't know, a decade ago, but fine, cool. But still, the concepts we've allowed for Black women, Black girls to hide behind intersectionality even before that concept became a word, right? Codified in a word. And now that Black men are responding and Black boys are responding by either becoming despondent, indifferent, apathetic, very, very seldomly antagonistic. Now the FD signifiers of the world are panicking, right? They are jabbing, insulting, questioning our manhood, saying that we need to seek therapy. We don't want to seek therapy with a bunch of women who are going to tell us the same thing the women on our everyday is saying. So yeah, how about now? Why won't Black men and men in general go to therapy so that we can tell them that, yeah, it's them? Express your feelings. No! Oh man, Mr. Z is really not actually anti-therapy, but these folks have weaponized therapy and turned it into a religion. Oh boy. No. And now what? Oh yeah, sure enough, let Mr. Z start saying, and now what? Yeah, y'all didn't turn this therapy thing into a god, into a religion, and y'all just worship at the altar of therapy, and it's some weird old feminine crap. Huh? FD, if you haven't checked, more and more men are going to church. The women are going to therapy because they want to be told they're there. It's nothing wrong with you. Because they don't want to go to church so that the pastor or the preacher could tell them, hey, you all the way wrong. Everything about your life is wrong. Everything about your behavior is wrong. So they want to go to therapy with a female therapist, a woman therapist, so they can talk to them like this and tell them that everything will be okay and express your feelings. There's no judgment zone here. The judgment part, the part that says, oh, you done violated the rules and regulations. Oh, so we gonna judge over here. Huh? Yeah, of course the women want to go to therapy and want the men to go to therapy, so that we can stop judging and telling people that the reason why their life sucks is because they're behaving wrong. Oh, but y'all don't got a problem actually saying that part to men. Of course, of course. Y'all got to choose one, FD. Either we going to handle women like kid gloves or we going to treat women like how we treat Black men. Notice I didn't just say Black women like how we treat Black men. Huh? Shout out to the Raj Report. Either we going to treat the rest of society like how we treat Black men or we're going to treat Black men like how we treat the rest of society. Pick one. And those are the only two options. Those are only two choices. Huh? Y'all are so used to talking to Black men crazily. And of course, I'm going to play it in a minute. FD jabs, of course he does. He insults, he mocks. If we just go seek therapy, then maybe we'll get the cat Actually, and this is why I kept what Dr. Scott Galloway said, because FD signifier is talking a bunch of crap. Yes, brother, you're talking about, this is not how the real world works. This is not the real world. You, foreign, consciously, all of y'all are talking, and it sounds good. It's really idealistic. It sounds good. And even FD admits that he wouldn't want to be in the dating scene right now. And he has a bunch of friends that either have recently been divorced or that have been single this whole time, that explain to him what the dating scene is. And he would not, brother, I would love for your wife to give you a pass and for you to come out here so you could experience it for real, viscerally. And don't tell those women that don't know who you are that you're a YouTube content creator. Don't tell them you're a content creator. Come out here in the real world. It's one thing to theorize about it. No, come out here in the real world so you can put all your theories to the test and you can see what it really is. By the way, you'll get some vagina. Vagina is not the problem. It's the attitude and comportment. Believe it or not, for many of us, vagina ain't the problem. Gay vagina ain't the problem. It's the body attached to the rest of her. It's the mind attached to that. Huh? What you saying sound nice, but huh? And I'll read this one right now. And Big Mo says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Big Mo says, FD Simplifier makes his money off of gaslighting. Oh, did he gaslight? Right? Oh, did he gaslight? And this therapy talk, it's becoming more and more enraging. It's becoming more, y'all done turn this therapy stuff into a religion. Huh? It's actually a bit pathetic. Sit on the couch and tell me how you feel. And I'm not calling the therapist pathetic, by the way. I'm not even calling the patients necessarily, or their, however you say it, pathetic. I'm saying this worship of this and demanding that men go so we could do what? Express our feelings. Z, I almost slipped and said it. Oof. Oof. Okay. Real back. All right. So, fair use. Once again, Big Mo, thank you for the super chat. We're gonna get through this as best we can, right? And y'all mentally prepare yourselves. It's too early in the day to be taking shots, but y'all mentally prepare yourselves. And shout out to FD Signifier. And let's see how far we can get through this before we start throwing up. I don't think we're gonna get too far, but let's see how far we can get through this. And as a matter of fact, before we do that, once again, fair use. And Mr. Z, where is that? Y'all gives you a second, because I deleted this apparently, and I am beating myself up for it. And where is it? Oh boy, y'all gives you a second. Go. Okay, I think I found it. All right, I'll play that in a little bit. All right, so let's play this from FD Signifier. Once again, fair use. All right, FD, here you go.
So there's a rule of parenting that says that you shouldn't address your children's negative behaviors when you're angry. And since all of these manosphere niggas are my sons now, I felt it best to cut a part of my last video because it may have gotten a little too spicy.
Okay, so now all these manosphere Negroes are my son now. Okay, brother, you said something like 400,000 of your subscribers out of the 1 million now are men, or I'm not 100% sure how you were framing that. Are you saying when your channel was a bit smaller, that it was 400,000? I'm a little lost. Either way, the majority of your subscriber base is non-black men now. You've admitted that. Okay, cool. Last time I checked, that's what you said. All right. So out of the 1 million and some change that you have now, about 400,000 are men. This black men. None of this actually matters in this conversation. Brother, that was corny. But that's okay, because your white subscribers don't really appreciate how corny that was and lame. Oh, these Negroes are my son now. We've been saying that since the 90s, early 2000s. Right? But your subscriber base from around the world don't really appreciate how corny that line was. Starting to sound like some of them entertainers, those rappers and singers that when they go on tour, they got like a sprinkle of black folks. They came from the hood. Black people are who propped them up. But then when you look at their tours and you look at the audience, it's a handful of black folks and a whole lot of non-black folks, because you know who else could afford the ticket. Anyway, this these Medicare Negroes are my son, brother. Mr. Z's like the only person. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it is directed towards me. Well, you look at that. Mr. Z's like the only person that continues to bring you up, because I appreciate how dangerous you are. Z, you didn't just say that. I said it. Huh? You're like a sleeping agent. Like, you give this to the young black men and boys, and they fall asleep, and when they wake up, they're in divorce court or paternity court. Ooh. Huh? Yikes. Or in child support court, family court. Huh? I see how the women run to send your content to their boyfriends and their husbands and their friends, and we're like, yawn. Huh? Brother, I say this. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna address this when you say it. But let me say it now. Once again, everything you're saying means nothing if you can't get someone to look out for black women. If someone can't subsidize black women, then, oh, Z, no, you're not. The AI review. Yes, research consistently shows that black women carry the highest student loan debt burden compared to any other demographic group in the United States. Brother, if you can't get someone to help black women with that, then guess what? Oh, well, you look at that. Black women, the rising face of homelessness. Brother, your subscriber base means nothing if you can't get black women to find somewhere to live. You foreign consciously, y'all could keep on propping up Deontay. Look where Deontay went with the conversation recently. Boy, that didn't last too long. Now did it? Huh? He went way off the deep end with the Latino community. Now didn't he? That took all of, I don't know, half a second. Huh? Once again, FD signifier. Nothing you're saying means anything if you can't get black women subsidized. Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the US. Oh boy. And what happens to never married, childless black women? Well, a disproportionate number of black women are kinless as they age. Advocates say they deserve a social safety net too. They had a chance to build their network with a man, even if he passes away before them. And you know what they said? No. Black women that give black men the middle finger end up, well, childless and not married and aging kinless. Shout out to you, Real Talk with Yanni. Decenter men, a handful of black women have the finances to do that. Whether they have the mental capacity or not, oh boy. And you know how all of this starts? Well, will you look at that? A new study shows millennial men are not interested in going out as much as women. Once again, the women said we can't afford them. And that sounds good. And then they get older and now they're like,
so we don't have the capacity.
Everything you saying sounds nice, FD signifier. Hey, you can mock us and make fun of us. All of you content creators over there can mock us. You could build your little Bizarro team. Huh? Y'all can make the money. Are you going to be able to find people to subsidize black women in specific? FD, you could get as famous as you want to be. You can make as much money as you want to make. Get all the subscribers. It don't mean nothing. You just popping crap if you can't get black women subsidized. Huh? Continuing.
It may have gotten a little too spicy. What the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas? Seriously, disengage, touch grass, go to therapy, and you might end up getting some. You might. So now I have.
Once again, let's read this again so that FD could understand how serious the matter is. FD, we're both men. We both went through puberty. We already know that when you're young, when the wind blows, you catch an erection. And guess what? It's so bad that a new study shows millennial men are not interested in going out as much as women. Do you understand how insufferable women have made themselves, particularly in our case, black women have made themselves? I'm going to what you just said, that the young men would rather not go out for the off chance that they'll get some vagina because they already made the math. You know what? I am not 6 foot tall. I don't make 6 figures, right? I don't have dashing looks. I'm an average brother. My arc in life, oh, look, I peak and I'm going to be making some money. Yeah, but I'm not making it now. So why go out? Once again, a new study shows millennial men are not interested in going out as much as women. Is this sustainable? No. Can you build a family like that? Clearly not, because kinless black women. Can you maintain a community like that? No. Society? No. But y'all weren't saying anything when the women were punching down on men. Wait a minute. Are still punching down on men, particularly in the black community. Huh? All that sound nice, what you saying, FD. Go outside. Maybe you'll get some vagina. Actually, maybe. But the rest of the woman that's attached to the vagina, oh boy. Huh? Continuing.
I'm hoping to have a meaningful conversation about what misogyny is and what it does to people. So let's go. As I looked at different responses to my last video, one criticism I got was that the y'all niggas hate women response is lame and oversimplistic and allegedly false. And
it is oversimplistic and lame and false. You're talking about black men who have raised daughters, successful daughters. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Well, actually, I'm talking about multiple black men in this space who are boomers, whose daughters are doing really well. You're talking about black men with daughters. You're talking about black men who have been married for 3+ decades. You're talking about black men who have divorced and then remarried, who are like award-winning global musicians, who are married. You think we hate women over here? Meanwhile, Mr. Z was just talking to his lady all of, I don't know, 25 minutes ago? Yeah, about that. Black men with sisters. Z, well, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, and Z's female family members, the close ones, know his content. Mama Z knows Mr. Z's content. Ooh, god damn. Ooh. Wait, and Mama Z is still married to Papa Z. Yikes. Huh? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hate women. Yes, it's lame and simplistic. Brother, black men like you said nothing for decades. All you did was mock and chastise black men, whether it was in church, whether it was mainstream media, whether it was in academia. Black men like you, your ideological elders. And now all you do is point the finger over here. Well, maybe if they'll just act better, or maybe if you're just understanding, and maybe if you, back in the day maybe if you would stop buying Jordans and spending all your money on big rims, and maybe if you would go to college and university. Well, wait, that part y'all are still saying. Not so much the Jordans part, like FD ain't big on that part. Huh? Maybe if y'all would go to church, oh yeah, our granddads was definitely on that. Y'all stop going to church. Maybe that's why I know the women have given us the middle finger for like 3-4 generations now. I was about to say 3-4 decades. It's more like 5-6 decades, maybe 7. Huh? FD knows better. They're panicking because more and more of you are listening and they're trying to prop up academics. What is wrong with you people? When he speaks like that, I'm like, okay, clearly you're not addressing this side of the Black manosphere. I don't know who you're talking about now. Who in the Black manosphere is propping up academics? Right? Granted, Mr. Z doesn't get to listen to everyone in the Black manosphere all the time. Who's propping up academics? Maybe I'm missing something. Do people listen to academics for certain like hip hop media news and stuff like that? Maybe pop culture stuff, maybe. But are we propping up academics as some type of bastion of manhood and masculinity? Who's propping up academics? Anyway, back to the subject. These folks are panicking because they're seeing the fracturing, and they definitely, when they saw it was 70, so instead of it being 85, 86%, 89, 91% of Black men, and it usually hovers around like the 85, 86, 87% of Black men that do vote. When they do vote, they vote for whatever Democratic candidate it is. They panicked because that joint dropped damn near 10 points, 10 percentage points down to 77, 78%, 79%. Right? And they're deathly afraid that this trend might continue. They're hoping it was just the Trump effect, but they're deathly afraid that this can catch on. And Black women in particular, although there will be some Black men, will be in a world of pain and trouble when you get small government conservatives all through the legislature, maybe in the executive, all throughout the country. They're deathly afraid that this trend sticks. Y'all should have never been talking crap. Y'all should have checked the women from the jump. And we're here now. If the personal is political, then why shouldn't Black men bring their personal issues into the ballot box? Ooh, god damn, you wasn't supposed to say that part out loud. Huh? If the Black community kept on shaming Black men, why shouldn't these young Black men take their issues with Black women and women in general into the ballot box? Why shouldn't they? The women told us the personal is political. The feminists said, yeah, that's it. The left said, yeah, you know what, they're right. And young Black men said, you know what, you are right. The personal is political. So let me make my personal issues everyone's issue. And we're here now. Mr. Z not saying that this is the way it should be. This is actually really dangerous. But you said nothing, FD, and your ideological elders said nothing for decades. And we're here now. Have fun trying to reel those young Black men back. Huh? A couple of months ago, I was listening to Ole, and Ole was like, you know, all of these negative stereotypes about Black men and their voting patterns and their views of women, it's just negative stereotypes. But it looks like it's catching on. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. And she said that on one of her, I want to say Ole and Friends streams. I want to say it was one of those. And yeah, Ole, because as much as Mr. Z disagrees with Ole, you're one of the few that even is trying to be sensible. Most of you sound more like Kim Foster. Ooh, goddamn. And we're here now. Kim Foster's going to be all right. She got it financially. She got the status. Right? She has the education. She going to be all right. She going to find somewhere to land. She's going to find a comfortable place. If Kim Foster lost her YouTube channel today, she would find a comfortable place to land. The rest of her subscribers, though, ooh. Huh? To Ole and FD, y'all are late. Ooh, y'all late, and y'all got a lot of catching up to do. But it seems like FD's too busy still trying to antagonize us with these Manosphere Negroes are my sons. Oh my god, this corny ass crap, bro. Just so corny. All right. Maybe Mr. Z will sound like this when I become a father because this yawn. Continuing.
and allegedly false. And that's wrong, and I don't believe that. But I do want to dig deeper into why I came to that conclusion and why some of y'all think that this hatred of women stuff is not true for you. Now, for some of you red pill adjacent types,
It isn't true for us. Notice how you said that. Some of y'all think this hatred of women thing isn't true for y'all. No, because we're not kissing their ass doesn't mean we hate them. Because we're not beating up on other black men because of weak ass, coward ass black women doesn't mean we hate them. We don't hate black women because we don't justify whatever resentment they have for not being prom queen when they were 17 years old. FD, it's a thing. I'm telling you, it's a thing. Homegirl is 36, 37 years old, 42, 47 years old, still resentful at black men because we were checking for her when she was 16 and 15 and 14 and 13 and 8. 8 years old? Shout out to old Stefko. Yes, it's a thing, FD. We don't hate black women because we make mention of that, because they make mention of that. It's not hatred, brother. It's not hatred. We don't hate black women because we speak about their misbehavior and their bad behavior and how they engage in foodie call and how they boil black men down to nothing more than walking Wallace and over glorified guard dogs. He's going to address that in a minute, by the way. How they dehumanize black men. How they openly and overtly compare black men to non-black men, mainly white men, and deem black men lacking. You know, the stuff that you completely ignored and minimized all of, I don't know, 2 years ago? Huh? We don't hate black women because we would rather be home with the Jergens lotion, the PS5, or engaging in one of our hobbies than being, I don't know, the walking ATM machine for them. And apparently, according to many black women, most, not even a really good walking ATM machine. Huh? We don't hate black women. See, if it was a black woman saying we don't hate black men because we talk about their misogynoism and their colorism, and that doesn't mean we hate them. Like, look how fragile they are. You would take that and you would take that at face value. Huh? Yikes. Now, Dr. Thunder says critique is more akin to love than hate. Apathy would be a more sign of hate. Here's the thing, Dr. Thunder. These young black men are definitely becoming more and more despondent, indifferent, and apathetic to black women. Uh-oh. Should have caught them when they were critiquing. But they saw that as hate. And now the young men have become apathetic, which, as you're saying, is more akin to hate. Ugh. They're bad. Right? Continue.
This may not be true, but for probably more of you, let's just chat for a second and see if anything I say strikes a nerve. I'm gonna try my best. To get it out the way early, for those of you who've been watching Manosphere content since like 2010, this video isn't for you. You can watch it, obviously, but like, I'm not about to say anything that is going to in any way change your mind. I'm not going to say you're a lost cause because anyone can change and there's always opportunity to change the direction that you're going in if you have breath in your body. But I know that some of y'all are not here to really listen, and I'm not really in a position to have an effect on how you move or understand the world at this point. But for those of you that don't want to be watching Manosphere content for 15 years, like a real comment I saw on someone's video the other day, been watching such and such for 15 years, which is sad. If you don't want,
it's sad how and why. You have women that know every piece of celebrity gossip going back decades. You have men who can give you every goddamn Super Bowl win for the past 3 decades. Which team won? Huh? So black men engaging in Black Manosphere content for give or take 15 years, which I don't know, the timeline seems a little off. Okay, fine. The problem is there are people that could tell you every movie that their favorite celebrity has ever been in, their favorite actor, their favorite actress. They could list off. There are Wayne heads. I don't know. I haven't heard this new album. I heard it was trash though. Okay, fine. There are little Wayne heads that could tell you every goddamn song and feature he's ever been in. We ain't even gonna talk about the Michael Jackson heads. Oh boy. Jay-Z heads, DMX heads. These are folks that could tell you every single song this person's ever rapped, sung, every feature they've ever been on, every time they even did some of the background vocals, Mariah Carey. Huh? Yikes. They could tell you every song they ever wrote. Shout out to Ryan Leslie. But black men engaging with other black men online as a brotherhood, because we don't only talk about the yitches over here. Believe it or not. Shout out to Art New Style. Shout out to the Raj Report. Shout out to Mr. Z. Shout out to BGS. Shout out to Dr. Thunder. That's not the only thing we're talking about over here. It's the women and their misbehavior. That's a lot of it, though. Ooh. Sports, cars, politics, current events. Huh? Geopolitics, the economy, finance. Uh-oh. And the problem with a black man being part of the Black Manosphere for 15 years is... Huh?
To
Continuing.
be in the same angry position you are now when you're pushing 40, you may find something useful here. So let's rapport build first. Here's what I think I hear from some folks when they respond negatively to my criticism around misogyny and red pill nonsense. So one is that people are saying they're just calling women out for their toxic behavior. Two, modern women, this and that, modern dating, this and that. Three, oh, but hypergamy and stuff. Four, because I have 4 fingers up, but I wasn't on 4 yet. I don't know what I did there. 4 is misandry, of course. And 5, fair is fair. If I talk to women like some of y'all talk to us, there would be hell to pay. And all of...
Yes. Yes. Everything you listed. Yes. Especially that last one. Yeah, if we talk to women or about women, black women in our case, the way y'all talk to us and about us, there would be hell to pay. And you know it. He's going to address it in a minute. Yes. And you know it. But we're supposed to abide by the double standard because punching down and punching up and whatnot. And what happens when the men don't subscribe to that? Now what? I want you to appreciate FD. Y'all took that into academia, and now white men are ripping everything apart because y'all overdid it with that type of talk. It's different when I do it because I'm punching up, and when you do it, you're punching down. And y'all took that into academia and overused it, and now the white men said to hell with all of it. We both know them white men got no goddamn chill. They're gonna take this anti-woke thing to the full extent. Because brothers like you didn't tell the sisters to shut the hell up in academia with this type of talk. And they took it too far. And then the white guy said, hey, we wasn't trying to hear it anyway. But now we're going to take it all the way the opposite direction. Now they want to say the N-word out loud. Uh-oh. Huh? Y'all are supposed to be the smart ones. Y'all are supposed to be the educated ones. You forgot? Now they're saying the N-word to 5-year-olds. FD, you don't appreciate the backlash? I'll steal that from Van Jones. The white lash? You got a bunch of broken ass black women in academia, both students and professors, trying to enforce their will on others, trying to impose themselves on white folks. And the white men had enough of it, and now they're like, all right, watch this. It's not just that they're going to reel back a bunch of things that have gone on over the past few decades, couple decades. No, they're going to run the ball the other way. And you better believe that's going to hurt some black men, and it's going to devastate black women. Good point, Revelot. And Revelot said, and they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars for it. Huh? I'm going to read this one now. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And KMS says, black women wanted to be seated. They see you, sis. There's something to be said about black men being the face of the civil rights movement and taking the bullets, I mean the literal bullets. It's something about a real, actual protection. And y'all wanted to be seen, and y'all wanted to do say her name and sheroes and take the death of black men, BLM, the blood, lives, and memories of black men, and use that like y'all would practice in alchemy or something, and use that for the advancement of black women and black LGBTQ folks in particular. So straight black men were being murdered in the middle of the streets by the state, and y'all took that and used it, or at least you thought you did, for the advancement of black LGBTQ folks and black women in specific. And how is BLM doing right now? Ooh, goddamn. Huh? Yikes. So KMS is correct. Y'all wanted to be seen, and now y'all are seen. And FD, what you got to say about that? The women wanted to be seen, and now they're seen. And white men got something to say about that. Huh? Continuing.
Certain circumstances be taken at face value. I can't imagine what it's like to date right now. It sounds fucking horrible. And I know this, hearing it not just from y'all, but from other men my age who are recently divorced or never married and are still dating. Shit sounds bad, and I know that's not a one-way thing. I know that's not just all men, right? And I know part of the frustration, especially with dating app stuff, is that the way that people are allowed to talk about men who don't have money or who don't have, you know, who aren't providers or whatever else can feel icky and frustrating and dehumanizing. There's a ton of negative rhetoric toward men who don't exhibit a certain commodifiable masculinity, who aren't high value. There are women who hate men. There are black women who hate men. There are online communities and YouTube and TikTok channels dedicated for shitting on black men. I am not saying those things don't exist. I've talked about them before. I'm talking about them again a little bit today. And it's very clear that black men who transgress against society in some way get a ton of negative attention, and nobody seems to blink an eye about it. Worse, there are TikTokers and YouTubers who build whole platforms reacting to this stuff, and it feels like you're being purposely torn down. And while most of those divest their...
It feels like we're being purposely torn down because we're being purposely torn down. This is the sandwich method, you guys. So FD is conceding a bunch of things that he know Mr. Z gonna say. If you're listening right now, FD, you don't have to come up on the panel, but you could put a number 1 in the chat. Huh? So FD said, you know what? I know Z gonna say all of this. Let me just go ahead and preempt all of that. Let me know, all right, Z, you right about this. And I done heard that. And I done seen this. Yeah, you right about that. Hey, I even have real life personal friends who are in the dating scene. And they said, God damn, these women, black women, are absolutely effing nuts. So Z, I'll concede all of that. I hear you, FD. I hear you. Huh? Exactly. And KMS says, this is the part where he's understanding us, or he understands us. Exactly. That's what he's saying. Huh? I'll read this one now too. And Leon says, and thank you for the super chat. He says, cite your work, commodified in the dating market. Yeah, so you know, we just were speaking about this the other day, right? The commodification of things. Mr. Z couldn't get the word out, even though I've used it a million times. But like, and how it drains the soul out of this thing. As a matter of fact, me and Miss Z were literally talking about this yesterday, right? That when you put a price on something, you actually devalue it in a weird way. Huh? FD knows what it is. FD, this is the thing with the FDs, the foreigns, the consciously's, they're in these bubbles with Kim Foster and Ole, and Cat Black. We already know Cat Black is, trans, but with Cat Black, with Teen Noir, right? They're in bubbles with women like that, Juicy and whatnot, and they think those women and how they speak on the surface is a better representation than everyday women. This is why they detest Kevin. And as much as you see these people beat up on Kevin, twerk on his grave and all, they never address the fact that Kevin did monologues and then he spent 2/3 of the time, if not more, speaking to women, everyday women. Light skin, dark skin, slim, heavy set, educated, not educated, earning well, not earning well, West Coast, East Coast, down south, Midwest, Pacific Northwest. Huh? They never address that part because it makes this conversation so much more difficult to pin down and to make fun of Kevin in specific in the Black manosphere in aggregate. It makes it more difficult to address this topic when you actually say, you know what? Yeah, Kevin just wasn't quote unquote beating up on women and mocking Black women and insulting Black women. He was actually talking to Black women, and Black women were talking about Black men like Black men were nothing but walking wallets and overglorified guard dogs. Oh, and cheerleaders. Oh, and the occasional sex toy. That part. Huh? Yikes. So yes, FD, once again, the sandwich method, as KMS said earlier, this is when he starts doing the I understand, I get it type talk. Brother, you fought us on this for years. Men like you make fun, and you're going to continue making fun of us, made fun of us for years. Huh? And all that therapy talk sound nice. That's not what it is. The women want patriarchy by feminist specifications. And let me have people that actually know what they're talking about say it to you. And they're white, so maybe you'll listen.
I want to talk about how the genders seem to be separating in a lot of important ways. We know from research around political affiliation that women are now on average 30% more liberal than men. So they are definitely experiencing political polarization. Then for the first time in history, more men are attending church than women. And when I started this research, I really came at it from this point of, is it just me or there not as many eligible guys? But when I dug into this, I found that both genders really feel misunderstood. And so I asked men and women who has more power in relationships. So equal amounts, men and women said, oh, we have the same amount of power, 42% of that. But then what was so interesting is that 46% of men said women have more power and 46% of women said men have more power. So there's this huge feeling of, oh, the other gender has all of this power. And when I spoke to people, I want to tell you about 3 dating paradoxes that I saw. So the first dating paradox for men is this idea that now that women are providers and do not need a man to take care of them financially, they really want guys to step up with emotional support. But here's the paradox. They were not raised and they don't know how to give that emotional support or emotional availability. So we know women, even if they have the same number of friends as guys, the women are talking to their friends much more often. Women speak to their kids, even starting at a very young age. They use more emotional language with their daughters and their sons. So constantly we have this feeling where we're asking men to do something when they don't have the skills. I was talking to my friend David and he said, women are in graduate school when it comes to emotional conversations and guys are in 3rd grade. The other part of the paradox is that women are asking men to be more emotionally open, but then they get shamed when they do that. So we have this great quote from Brene Brown where she says, we beg guys to open up, we beg them to let us in, and then when they do, we can't stomach it. And I heard that over and over in my research. There's this quote where a guy says, a woman would rather see me die on the white horse than fall off of it. And so there's a sense that I have to be perfect. I have to be the masculine and the feminine, but I don't have the skills to do that. And women say that they want these guys to be emotional, but as soon as they show emotionality, it can freak those women out. So one guy that I spoke to for this said, I went on a few dates with this woman. At some point, I told her that my mom had had a suicide attempt. And the next day she texted me and said, I'm sorry, I can't see you. I cannot process your emotional trauma for you. And so guys are getting a lot of mixed messages. We want you to be feminine. We want you to support us. But when you do, it freaks us out. And so we don't want that. And digging into the research, and I want to look into this more, I think it's that a lot of women want emotional support. They want you to support them in their emotional journeys, but they're not as ready to have you open up in your emotional journey.
In other words, just be an emotional tampon.
I've done the research. In marketing, we call it consumer dissonance, what people say they want, and then what they actually buy. And what women say they want is an emotionally in touch man, and what they want is a masculine man. And that they will articulate what they want in a man. It includes being more emotionally available. And then they want to have sex with a traditional masculine man. And what I hear from a lot of, and this is anecdotal evidence in pulse marketing, and you tell me what the data says, but there's just so many single women in my age group. And it feels like there's literally no men in my age group. As bad as it is for people in their 20s and 30s, try being a woman in your 50s trying to date, right? And they tell me the same thing. These are liberal, progressive, educated women. They say, by the way, I like a manly man.
Yeah.
And they say it under their breath.
Message.
So there's what supposedly is stated around, I need more emotional availability, someone's touch with their feelings. But what the research shows is they want a guy with facial hair, who's still, women are still very attracted to traditional masculine attributes.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just in such a hard moment because you have women who are saying, I don't want to date a guy who earns less than me. And you might think, okay, well, the data hasn't caught up with the dating. If more women are in higher education and more women are earning more, then maybe you're going to be the one who earns more in your relationship. But what they feel like is projecting out, I'm going to end up doing most of the housework, most of the childcare.
In other words, Joe is right. Equality is a damn lie.
Expectations around that. And so I think we truly are in a moment where women are being asked to do more masculine things and men are being asked to do more feminine things. And I think a lot of that is progress, but it also seems to be creating a lot of confusion.
It's not progress. And there y'all go. Y'all saw how Scott Galloway backed her smooth on up. We should, it's just a lot, you know. It's just a lot. It's a yeah. Yeah, it's just difficult right now that we're attempting to force men to be more feminine and women more masculine, and it's causing all type of issues because neither really want to do it. And I don't know who the hell y'all elite are, whoever these elites are. Z, don't say that. Don't talk about guillotines. Okay. Anyway, yeah. FD, that's what's actually going on. While y'all over there BSing, and FD, you really don't want to talk about class in this conversation. Because if you think working class and working poor men, in our case, black men, are going to do anything for the women, when y'all over there got them as side chicks 2, 3, and 4. Let me get this right. We're supposed to do for women that we're not having sex with, we don't have children for, and that's not related to us. Let me know how that work out. Oh, but it's the right thing to do. F your right thing to do. Huh? Y'all done kicked over the table with the Jenga blocks and then wonder why nothing is working. Huh? And KP from KC5, I got to read this one now. He says, essentially, they want all of us sitting to pee. I don't know about that. Mr. Z gonna put on his tinfoil hat now. I really do see this as some type of like elitist plot where your average man is so not a threat because we're so cucked. And y'all know Mr. Z don't even use that word cucked, but it applies. Because if you think of it, elite men are still getting married. Like Leonardo DiCaprio is rare. Elite men are still getting married. They get remarried. They're having children in wedlock. And all the rest of us are supposed to freestyle and do whatever. And I'm saying the men and the women. No structure, no rules, no nothing. Just make the rules as you go. How is that working exactly? Oh, wait, it's not. Huh? So the rest of us are just supposed to freestyle and have these quote unquote blended families and all this other stuff. And we're watching it not work. And then we're supposed to look out for women who we're not attached to, who we don't have children with, who are very antagonistic and mean and rude and snarky and materialistic and consumerist. Meanwhile, FD, family, children. Foreign, family, children. Consciously, family, children. Well, damn. Lil Bill, family, children. What? Huh? And all the rest of us are supposed to do what exactly? Oh, Z, we left y'all, you know, those women over there, the mean, snarky, rude ones, the assholes, the ones that's not wife material. Yeah, y'all can have that. The ones that's gonna act like you, like they're doing you a favor, excuse me, Z, say that right. The ones that are acting like they're doing you a favor, even though you're the one who threw them the lifeline. Huh? Yikes. So all these folks preaching like this, the men especially, are husband up. Huh? They've been off the market. Right? But we're supposed to do quote unquote partnership with the rest of the women, the assholes, the ones that if we did marry them would divorce us within 5 years. Check the statistics. Huh? Wow.
Fam, check the statistics.
We're supposed to, okay, fine, we don't get married. We have children out of wedlock. And then she weaponizes the court system against me. Yeah, about that. Huh? No. And now what? Let me read this one from Vince. And Vince is, you're not my dad, dumbass, doodle head, hysterical. Dodo head. Look, I think FD really thinks he's doing something here. He's doing something that's best for the black community. He's doing something that I would argue he's been implored to do from others. Later on, he's going to say that he doesn't need the black manosphere, and I would agree with him on that. He doesn't need the black manosphere to make his money. FD definitely can make good money on YouTube without ever addressing us. With that, your sisters them over there are telling you have an obligation, aren't they? Y'all have to address us because y'all tried talking around us already and it didn't work. Y'all tried ignoring us already. FD, you forgot? We just spoke about this, what, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago? FD, we just spoke about this. Y'all did try to ignore us. You told me that no, they don't listen to y'all. They don't even know who y'all are. You forgot? You just said that to me a couple of years ago. And look where you are. I believe you. I think y'all could make y'all money without ever addressing us. Y'all don't have to acknowledge the black manosphere. Here's the problem. Y'all won't win no goddamn elections, will y'all? Or y'all will win by the skin of y'all teeth, and that'll only last for about 4 years, 2 years. And that's Democrats. Okay, fine. We're not even going to speak about the social unrest. Oh, boy. We're not even going to speak about this increasingly fractured black community. What black community, Z? I know. Huh? FD, did you forget Mr. Z still has the stream up? I agree. Y'all can make y'all money without ever addressing us. What about everything else? Ooh. Y'all tried talking around us. Y'all tried insulting us without addressing us. How the hell, Z? I know. I said it to you. I'm going to say it again. Everything you're saying means nothing if you can't get black men to subsidize black women. If you can't get someone to subsidize black women. You can ignore us all you want. You can ignore us, you can mock us, you can make fun of us, you can insult us. If someone in a group of folks aren't subsidizing an individual black woman or black women in aggregate, then everything you're saying is a waste. You're making money, but it's not helping black women. Huh? And once again, Vince, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Vince says, corny stepfather vibes. Yeah, that whole all these Manosphere Negroes are my sons. Yawn. It was definitely corny. But he could get away with that, you know. He could get away with that with black women. You know, black women over there clapping it up for him like seals. And the non-black folks, they don't know no better. That joint was corny as hell. But you can do that. That's FD's version of like Steve Harvey or whatever, one of these black folks that go too far with like doing the whole quote unquote disciplining black people. Huh? And when black people say something about it, they're like, y'all can't say nothing to me, because what they're saying is I'm making white money now. I don't gotta care what y'all little Negroes say. I said what I said, and y'all can't do nothing about it. I'm making white money now. And you know black people love telling you they making white money now, so you can't say nothing to them. Oh, there's nothing more than black rich folks love saying that. The community, because all of a sudden when you're making money as a black person, that automatically makes you a leader. Ain't that right, FD? Oops. Huh? So that's all. FD's doing his version of I'm big bad YouTube man now. Y'all can't say nothing to me. That's proving that I'm more right than you. And meanwhile, 20 some odd % of black men voted for Trump last election. Yikes. Or we ain't even gonna count the black men that could vote that stayed home, which in many ways is even worse. Huh? So now FD making good YouTube money, and I done seen him on a bunch of different platforms, right? A bunch of different, whether it's not even just black folks, white folks, different platforms on YouTube. I saw him on My Better Union, or More Perfect Union, sorry, which is like a leftist page on YouTube. He's all over the place. FD all over the place now. He's been like that for about a year and a half, give or take, maybe 2 years now. Shout out to him. Guess what? None of that mean anything if you can't get black women subsidized. And black women gonna need it, especially with the pivot the U.S. is going on right now. Black women definitely going to need people to look out for them, black men to look out for them. And y'all spent too many decades antagonizing black men that these young black men don't even know community obligation. What community obligation? Huh? Yikes. And Darren Jones says, bruh, the thumbnail, I know. Huh? Right? I know. And thank you for that. We're going to leave that up for a little while. Let's see how much further we can get with this. Continuing.
And while most of those divestor adjacent channels are very small and insignificant compared to, say, a DJ Academics or an Andrew Tate, or I don't know, the President of the United States, it doesn't mean that it's not real, or that the rhetoric that some of these entities use doesn't sometimes find its way into the ways that people talk about black men online and offline. I've seen the video where the teachers hyper-focus on the young black boy, and I've talked about the ways in which
the teachers are hyper-focused on the young black boy, including the black female teacher. That part, FD, that part. Yes, it's a shame that you have kids in a room. It's a test. We're going to see how much these teachers focus on the individual students, practically toddlers. The white folks, we expect it. The Latinos, we expect it. Unfortunate. This is still not the way it should be. We expect it. But the black female teacher, the black woman teacher, also hyper-focused on that young black boy. You see how you didn't mention that? That's what we're saying. When we have this conversation, y'all are perfectly okay, whether it's black man or black women. I want to be very clear. Because FD will pull that whole, I'm a black man, I don't think it's my place to do. Okay, fine. You're a black man, you don't think it's your place to be like, hey, black women, y'all going too far with this anti-black man talk. Da, 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 da. Okay, fine. Black men and black women. When it's perceived that a black man misbehaves, goes too far, right? We make sure to say black man. We make sure to go into detail, withering detail about what he said that was wrong, what he did that was wrong, the implications of it, what it means, etc., etc., etc. When a black woman goes too far or does something dangerous, says something dangerous, insults black men, we either overlook it, minimize it, or we do what you just did, talk around it. Yes, the teachers all hyper-focused on the black young man, the black boy, including the black female teacher. That means for the most part, in that case, he had no defense, none, zero, zilch. Remember FD, y'all are the same folks. And FD, I will give it to him. He wasn't one of these, but still, FD, your side, your ideological side, is the side that's speaking about black men that attending college and university, particularly HBCUs. Why would we attend HBCUs when the black female students and black female professors look at us like we're the problem? So no, you don't get a kick-ass black man for a husband. Go get it from the white men then. Uh-oh. Huh? Either go get it from the white men or go munch on each other. Say it, Ed.
Mario, Jorge, Cartwright, Shang Tsung. We got a thrift store of leftover bitches. They're leftover because apparently it ain't enough niggas is worth a damn. Whatever. Point is they left over. We need you to come pick them up. No instruction manual. Figure it out. Sprinkle some white ice on it. Maybe, I've heard the white ice is colder. Sprinkle some white ice on it. It goes with everything. If you come within the next 24 hours, we'll give you a complimentary book on how to date black women for white men. That's a $4 value.
Huh? FD, black women will get on black men's program or suffer whatever consequences JD Vance, Elon Musk, Donald Trump want to divvy out. And that's that. Huh? The Adelson woman, whatever, I know the husband passed, whatever they want to do with black women, black people, well, that's what the black men said. That's what black men said, FD, you ain't getting us off of this. You can make a million think pieces. You're not getting off of us off of this. And as Mr. Z said, let's say it 1 zillion for the 1 zillionth time. Everything you're saying means nothing if you can't get black women subsidized. And what it's showing, what we're seeing more and more, is the masses of black women need to be subsidized. This reminds me of the K-shaped recovery that a bunch of economists were speaking about at the end of COVID, where it showed like the people that are doing well are doing even more. They're doing even better. And the ones of us that weren't doing well are doing even worse. And inflation was kicking us in the ass and making it worse. And what this reminds me of is the folks, the black women that are doing pretty well, and they don't need to be subsidized, at least financially, they're doing really well. Now, where their mental state is, that's a whole different conversation. Those folks that are doing well and they're highly educated, or they're just doing well financially, those folks can at least financially afford to give black men the middle finger and be antagonistic and be mean and a-holes and condescending and rude. Looking at you, Kim Foster. But the masses of black women cannot. Here's the kicker. The masses of black women still listen to those type of women. They listen to the Real Talk with Yannies and the Chrissies and the Kim Fosters. They listen to the women who say, I don't need no man, when these women definitely need a man. Huh? Yikes. These women definitely need a man. They need to be subsidized somehow, some way. But it's not until they can no longer fake it. That's when the FDs pop out. That's when the Kim Foster start putting on her brakes just a little bit. She still got to punch down. You know she got to punch down. The gender wars is for stupid people. While she's still engaging in it. While she's still talking about it. While she's still making commentary about it. Huh? Kamala took a L. Donald Trump, to spite Barack Obama, is taking everything that Barack Obama stood for, or at least allegedly stood for, and putting it through the wood chipper, including looking out for women, female initiatives. Huh? And you know that necessarily means that black women are going to feel this. Huh? And once again, we're just speaking about black women and their political position and black women and their finances. We're not even talking about black women and and getting certain itches scratched.
Just a thought. If I end up in Africa or Jamaica on my next trip, all this stud shit flies out the window. I'm fucking one of them niggas. And I don't care what y'all gotta say or if I'm gonna lose stud points, whatever. I know what kind of blouse I'm gonna get. I know what kind of bathing suits I'm gonna wear. I know everything of the such that I'm gonna do. What, I'm gonna lose some points? I ain't a stud no more because I'm finna get broke down by one of them niggas in Africa? It ain't no way I'm gonna go out there and miss out on some kingdom dick, some motherland dick. Is y'all crazy? Huh? What's wrong with y'all? Okay? Girls is all that in a bag of chips, but you really think that I'm finna go to a place of the such and not get something of the sorts? Please. You can have this stud shit all you want. Now, though I love being a stud and I love my women, when I go to Africa and Jamaica, like I said, you want to join in and things of the such, because I'm not fucking with you. I'm fucking with him, and it ain't nothing you gonna do about it. Anyways, how y'all doing today, and what y'all doing?
I had to find a way to shoehorn that into the conversation. That practically had nothing to do with nothing. But shout out to whoever sent that, shout yourself out. But yeah, in the email, somebody sent this to me in email, and I was like, oh, you done messed up. Huh? Wow. But that also goes to show that when the women said gender fluid, they meant that. Huh? Whole stud, tatted on the face, on the neck, and everything. But she tell you if she go to Jamaica, she go to Caribbean, she go to Jamaica, or if she go to Africa, oh yeah, she definitely trying to get piped down. That's what she said. FD, this is what happened when you got no damn rules, bro. No rules, no standards. The women just hodgepodge, do whatever the hell they want. This is what happened when you got no rules. It's just a hodgepodge of whatever the hell. Damn, I don't have the video of the white dad saying, what the hell is even that? Huh? Exactly, Telescope. Running from feeling to feeling. Anyway, continuing with
about the
FD.
ways in which society is against black men in tons of videos at this point. If you actually watch me, like watch my actual content beyond when some manosphere dude is reacting to it, you would know this. And I know this because I spent over 10 years teaching and mentoring and doing social work and working in the court system to keep alleged YNs out of jail and even ones that have done awful things. I have empathy for all people, period, but especially for men and the type of men that often do not get it. I want you all to know that I've seen these things. I've experienced a lot of these things and I understand. And in all my work, research, talking to young boys directly, doing mentorship, doing education, and anything you think of about these serious problems. And all my time doing that, I've never seen any reason to come to the conclusion that this is black women's fault.
We're going to address that in a minute. And Brooklyn Finest says, FD, Griggs and Pegs. And when I first read it the first time, I thought it was a typo. And I was like, no, he mean that. Oh, Brooklyn Finest. If that's a typo, don't say it. Because it's funnier if it's not. And Brooklyn Finest says, FD, Griggs and Pegs podcast, all corny, all trash. Well, damn. Huh? So FD says that he's experienced a lot of what we're saying, and everything he's experienced, he's been an educator for years. He's tried to help black men stay out of, the long arm of the law, or stay out of reach of the long arm of the law, better yet. And all of that, from what he sees, is not black women's fault. Let's address this. At least on Mr. Z's channel, we're not saying all of it is black women's fault. What is black women's fault is allowing themselves, sometimes wanting to be the colonizing agent, the tool for counterinsurgency. We appreciate, Mr. Z has said this multiple times, that if you follow the money, we're going to end up in an all-white rich man's house. That's what we're going to end up with if we follow the money. Mr. Z has said this multiple times. That still doesn't mean that black women weren't culpable. Knowingly, enthusiastically. If you don't believe me, FD, look to your right. There go Kim Foster. And there you go. Ooh, goddamn, Z. Huh? If you don't believe me, look to your left. There go the BLM women. Black women. And where's Darren Seals? Oh, goddamn. Huh? FD. We appreciate what society we live in. We know you follow the money, you're going to end up in some old rich white man's house. With that, black women went knowingly, enthusiastically. They were used as tools knowingly, enthusiastically. I don't need no man. What you think that was about? Oh, you think that was them just speaking about their empowerment? Or were they saying that out of spite? Huh? Who wants to be with average anyway? Why are black women always told to settle? White women aren't told to settle. When you hear all of that, what do you think that is? FD. Black women tore up the social contract, and that's on them.
You will put other people in this organization at risk, and that organization does not want to take that risk. So you do not have this job anymore if you decline it. With any public health decision, there has to be a consequence to you not participating in that social contract.
A consequence. There has to be a consequence. Huh? Let's play that again.
You will put other people in this organization at risk, and that organization does not want to take that risk. So you do not have this job anymore if you decline it. With any public health decision, there has to be a consequence to you not participating in that social contract.
There has to be a consequence for you not participating in that social contract. FD, black women tore up the social contract decades ago. There's a consequence to that. They tore up the social contract decades ago. You watched these women dance on Kobe Bryant's grave because he wasn't married to a black woman. They danced on Kevin Samuels' grave, and you also, FD, be twerking on Kevin Samuels' grave also. And y'all ain't never gonna get us to get off of Kevin Samuels did the world justice. And Z said it. Now prove me wrong. Much of this conversation wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for Kevin. Which means it wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for the Black Manosphere. Ooh, goddamn. Because Kevin came out of the Black Manosphere, not the other way around. I like how y'all try to frame this. Huh? Yikes. Brooklyn Finance said, no, it's not a typo. It's no typo. Brooklyn Finance said, no, I meant that, Z. Huh? FD. Black women went with this knowingly, enthusiastically. And since they tore up the social contract and y'all trying to not resurrect, but write a new social contract, and I'm telling you right now, we're going to torch that because we already see what it is. Protect, provide, and shut up. And we ain't doing it. Huh? That's what black women really want.
I miss when men used to protect, provide, and shut up.
Huh? And what black men said to that is, well, you tore up the old social contract, and guess what happened?
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. Good day, ma'am. Huh? Yikes. FD, that's what it is. So are we blaming black women for all of this? No. We're realistic over here. We're not the delusional ones. Huh? We're not the ones who are still mad about not going to prom with the black girl, and we were forced to go to prom with the white girl when we were 17 and 18 years old. Ain't that right, Kim Foster? Our villain origin story, we don't even have villain origin stories, doesn't start with not being seen as attractive when we were 12 years old and such. Huh? We're not hiding behind colorism talk like Chrissy. Or being pudgy when we were 16 like Real Talk with Yanni. Huh? We're not antagonizing the LGBT community because we're a under average looking man like Themis with a lisp. Oh boy. We're not pretending like we don't know where black men are coming from and what black men are saying, even though we're black men with a different type of sexual orientation and twerking on Kevin Samuels' grave and on the misfortune of every black man, like we're not a black man, even though our sexual orientation is different, like that brother from King of Reeds or whatever the hell his name is. That's not what we do over here. But y'all do allow for it over there. Huh? We don't call ourselves queer just because we can't one-to-one perfectly imitate elite rich white men in the relationship dynamic they have with elite rich white women. And that's why black women are calling themselves queer, and we ain't gonna do it. Now what? I don't get to move around like a rich white woman, and I don't get to be a kept rich white woman, so I'm gonna queer my relationship. Queer your relationship with who? Because it's not gonna be black men. Have fun with those white guys and Latino guys and Asian guys over there. Or women. Huh? Continue.
Black women, some women are awful. That is not something that should be controversial. But if you watch my videos on guys like Kanye and Drake and Diddy, etc., you know I never really make content saying X person is awful and here's why. I do not hold people accountable. That's not my thing. I don't think that is a thing on the internet, let alone outside of the internet. And if it was to ever happen, it won't be because someone made a YouTube video. And I think it's pretty silly to think otherwise. And considering how some of you all move, that there are numerous large channels and media entities constantly attacking women, even when it doesn't make any sense. Again, I bring up the example of academics and Cassie, or a bunch of people in Tory Lanez versus Meg. I will always.
Yeah. And y'all allowed the women to punch down on black men even when it made no sense. Number one. Number two, y'all are trying to shoehorn academics in this conversation. Why? Oh, because of his take on Cassie? Knowingly, willingly, and enthusiastically. Homegirl was smiling and smirking on the stand, bro. She liked what she was doing. Ooh, goddamn Z. Huh? Number one. Number two. FD is going to continue to be off base because this is where his money is now. And we should expect nothing different. Huh? Huh. And I never seen this name before, so I know I'm gonna mispronounce it. But Passport OG says Joko Wilnick and Joe Rogan gushing over Oliver Anthony's divorce heartbreak song, breaking the internet. FD on the wrong side of history, but blind. Well, if we go to R&B music, we'll do this. We'll do our own black version. And when you listen to black men speak about like soul music, R&B music, or when we say something heartfelt, the FDs of the world, and definitely the women, I don't know how much FD in particular, I'll say that. The reason why they're on the wrong side of history on this is because they're using the caricatures of some alpha man or wannabe alpha man chewing on rocks, like what Cat Williams said, right? Like, y'all Negroes gangbanging on breakfast. Like, that's the super alpha, I never feel nothing, I'm tough as nails type of, like, bro, black men for the most part don't move like that, bro. And you know it, FD, but you allow for these coward ass, weak ass, broken ass women to paint black men into this caricature, and then you turn around and adopt it. Huh? And Spain Man is 100% correct about this. FD is infantilizing black women. Huh? Indigo says it's straw man type of activity. It is. It is. You listen to, I recall listening to Sarge Willie Pete speak about R&B one day. I've heard Passport OG actually covered this a few months ago. Y'all already know Mr. Zia R&B head. These weirdo caricatures of black men in specific, right? In hyper masculinity. Black men can't be white men, so they gotta be hyper masculine. Huh? It's just wrong. There's no better way to say it. It's just wrong. Point blank, period. It's wrong. Huh? So it's a caricature of black men that loser ass black women are putting out there, and then you got the FDs of the world adopting it.
I will always be hesitant to make content along those lines because I know what that type of content ends up contributing to. Mind you, did y'all even watch my video about Dr. Jackie a while back when she used rhetoric that endangered the lives of black women and black children? Or about my critique on black policing, where I spent 30 minutes breaking down the problems of Kamala Harris and even took time to criticize Atlanta's black women district attorney, who not only fumbled the Trump case, but wasted taxpayer money on the Young Thug trial and has been allegedly stealing money from citizens. You probably didn't see those videos because that's not the type of hold women accountable content y'all are actually interested in, is it? It's not, because accountability to y'all means something else. So let's dig into that, shall we? That rant I cut out of my last video talks about how I just recently for the first time heard Doechie's song Anxiety all the way through. I had seen snippets of it online and like TikToks and Instagram reels and whatnot, but overall I had yet to actually hear the whole song. I had only basically heard the chorus.
Shout out to that. I heard the whole song multiple times, unfortunately. Shout out to Doechii. No problem with Doechii step when she was punching down on black men. Y'all notice I covered it for like, what, 1 or 2 streams? I actually covered people covering it. Covering Doechii saying what does she find as a problem or danger or whatever in a straight black men or whatever. I actually covered people covering it more than I actually covered her and their angle. Number one. Number two, let's make sure to emphasize this. I don't know how much we got a problem with Doechii. Number one. Number two, the song Anxiety was really corny to Z, and like it's white girl stuff to Z, but shout out to Doechii. No problem with Doechii, fellow Floridian. Z don't have any problem with Doechii. The song ain't really hit Z because this anxiety talking. I have anxiety, and I don't know anxiety, but it sounds like middle class white girl crap. It sounds like first world problems, to be fair. But shout out to Doechii. Mr. Z don't got too much negative to say about her other than when she made that comment, and this is queer talk, so whatever. Huh?
Basically heard the chorus, and it hit me like why that is, and it's because I don't like that song that much. It's not bad. I'm just not head over heels about it. I'm not going out of my way to listen to it. I actually really like Doechii. Alligator Bites was good, but as I've said before, I'm kind of a day one Doechii fan. I found her off TikTok music a while back with Yucky Blucky Fruitcake, and my favorite Doechii song is Crazy that I found off the Madden soundtrack like 3-4 years ago at this point. So as much as I love that she's successful right now, and I'm excited for what comes next with her music, that particular song, which is her biggest hit, is not for me. And it hit me that here I am, a fan of Doechii, but I've never heard this song, and I've barely heard it used as a sound or anything on TikTok. But I know that there's tons of you watching right now, or tons of people that I'm describing that aren't watching, that have probably heard this song hundreds or thousands of times. Because these are people that are constantly consuming content about Doechii, even though they allegedly hate her. Meanwhile, I, as a fan of her music, have barely interacted with any other conversation around her. Isn't that kind of interesting? Considering how active certain spaces are online.
Yeah, well, she made a comment that had men, black men in specific, respond. And ever since then, we kind of left her alone. Nobody was saying anything about Doechii before. She made a comment. We addressed it. A week or so later, it's done. Ain't nobody talking about Doechii since. Wait until you to try to prove a point. She stopped talking about men in a kind of disparaging way. We stopped talking about her. What's your point? Doechii was asked the question, what's your red flag? Doechii said straight men or something along those lines, right? Black men in particular addressed it. The hype around it was done, and so we were done. Nobody's talking about Doechii except for you right now. Oh, and Mr. Z addressing you about it. What exactly would you say you do here, FD? Huh? I guess this is a good time to read this. And better use is goddamn better you. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And better use is this Biggie Small titty having Jesus Christ. This Biggie Smalls titty having Stevie Wonder forehead looking, no hands having ass and Negro could never. Damn, I gotta actually use the word. No, I don't. Found a workaround. Oh, freak ass Negro. There we go. There we go. For those of you that are new here, Mr. Z tends to refrain from profanity, especially on my monologues. Now, when I bring a panel up, the words fly, right? Or when I have a one of the late night streams, I might drop a F-bomb here and there or whatnot. But my monologues, I tend to you will get sexual innuendo though. You will get sexual innuendo. You will get a whole lot of Z giggling like a schoolgirl. You will get a whole lot of that. But the profanity I try to refrain from, just in case you guys have your children listening or whatnot. Yeah. And it's also to show discipline. Shout out to Art New Style. Shout out to Dr. Thunder. And to show that in the Black Manosphere, we can set standards and abide by them. So there's that. And yeah, better you. Look, FD is on a mission. Whether it's on a mission to get money, very clearly, or whether it's on a mission to do his best by whoever his handlers are, if he has handlers, I'm pretty sure he does. To brother FD, what's going to be difficult for you in this conversation is to get Black men to sign up for this. If y'all can't get Black women to stop being so antagonistic and mean and condescending and just generally sexist towards Black men, you're not getting Black men back. A number of young Black men, I would say a third. Now, whether a third can actually catch them a non-Black woman is a different conversation. I would argue, in many respects, y'all already lost about a third of Black men. I would argue y'all lost about, I'm saying young Black men, under the age of 30, they're already gone. Now, once again, whether they can actually get that non-Black woman across the aisle or be in long-term relationship with her and have children with her, that's a different conversation. I would argue y'all lost a third of young Black men already under the age of 30. Y'all just let Black women sound antagonistic for far too long, be sexist for far too long, play victim of Black men for far too long. Talk about how great they are compared to Black men while also playing victim of Black men, while also speaking about Black men like Black men are not simply incapable because of an anti-Black male system, but inept. I had someone play the clip before where you had the Black women asking foreign women, why do they want Black men? Black men are like she's talking about a broken product. Why would you want this? Look, he's broken. It's broken. Look, the arm doesn't even work. Look, why would you want this? That's how Black women speak about Black men. Y'all let that go on for far too long. It's not just you, FD, with your accountability talking. How am I supposed to hold them accountable? And I don't even believe in that. Okay, fine, cool. It's not just you, Black men and Black women in similar position to you, just never reeled Black women back. Y'all never critique them in that behavior, that rhetoric. You and other folks like you never have. Or you played it down. Y'all did a blink and you'll miss it one-liner. Like, maybe y'all should stop that. Continuing. Huh? And we're here now, and Black women are going to have to feel it. And once again, Better You, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Continuing.
Content on the internet right now is being consumed by anti-woke, red pill adjacent type dudes because she is such a prominent part, or, maybe her wave is over, but for the last month, she had been a huge part of that media ecosystem. I've heard people say that the Doechii backlash is her fault because she's overexposed, but that only works as an excuse if you don't understand how algorithms work. Doechii is just enjoying the spotlight low-key, like many stars have before, and as is often the case when a Black woman has a star-turning wave in social media, she has become a recurring character in the misogyny wars. The same thing happened with Meg a few years ago, and Lizzo maybe around the same time. It happened with Nicki Minaj 10, 15 years ago in an era before modern social media. This is a thing that tends to happen when women, especially Black women, do too much. Like, I remember alleged sex tapes with Lil' Kim 30 years ago, and people trying to say Ciara was really a man. There's always these weird rumors that pop up around black women who have star turns in the public. I almost forget about Beyonce selling her soul to...
Wait, about black women in specific? So there wasn't talk of Jamie Foxx being a clone. Ooh. When he came out the hospital, there wasn't talks of Jamie Foxx being a clone. There wasn't talks of Chingy being LGBTQ, which destroyed his career. Uh-oh. Huh? So the rumors, the weirdo out there rumors, only exist about black women? You were about to mention Beyonce. Wait, nobody was talking about Jay-Z and the Illuminati to the point where Jay-Z and Rick Ross got that joint. It's a really smooth ass song called Freemason. I think that's on Ross's second album or third album. Really, really. Hey, if you got a luxury car, that's the song right there, you guys. I'm telling you. And they might be Masons, but Illuminati? Wait, so that's a black woman exclusive and specific thing? The weirdo rumors when they become famous or successful? See, FD, you can't be talking to people like Z. See, this is for your subscribers that are either too young or not black. Or not black men. Ooh, goddamn. Keep bragging about how many black men you have when clearly you're saying this stuff. This is not directed to black men. This is for your non-black subscribers and your black female subscribers and your subscribers that are too young. Yeah? Because Mr. Z could list off all the weirdo rumors about black male celebrities and athletes. And I ain't never seen none of y'all say, well, why do we do that to black men? Where are the folks to say that? Why do we do that to black men? Where are they? You're a black man speaking about black women. You're a notable black man on YouTube speaking about black women. Where are the black women, notable black women speaking about black men? And why do we do that? Why do we always talk about famous and rich black men this way with these rumors and whatnot? These out there rumors. Where are those women? Oh, wait, they're not there. Huh? We've been hearing weirdo rumors about black male celebrities for the longest. And we're here. Even Mr. Z engaged in some of that. And we're here. So no, that's not exclusive to black women. It's not disproportionate to black women. Successful black women, rich black women, famous black women. Absolutely not. Huh? Did y'all forget that the one L that Kendrick did take with Drake, with their back and forth, was that Drake also had a daughter he was hiding? Jay-Z got a kid or two that he's hiding. Now that one, we don't know about that. That might be true. Anyway, there's a lot of weirdo rumors about black male celebrities. Huh? But once again, we're doing the woe is me black women. Black women are the only people that experience this, or they'd experience it so disproportionately to everyone else, including black men. Huh? What's the football player name again? That they keep on saying is LGBTQ? Huh? Haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen any evidence of this yet. He might be, but huh? Wasn't there rumors about Michael B. Jordan also? Where's the evidence? Oh, because he's not dating black women. Okay, yeah, that's it. Huh? Odell, it is Odell Beckham. Odell, thank you, Dylan James. It is Odell. There's a bunch of rumors. But y'all keep doing this. Black women, it's always black women, even when it's not always black women. It's always black women. That just like, and FD doesn't do this, but he know better. Notice FD never do the whole black women are the most educated group of people in America. He never does it because he knows better. He knows it's not true. But FD, you still got to hold that L for that side. Even though there's facts that say that black women are, and Kim Foster doesn't do it also, by the way. Even though there's facts that say black women are not this, that's Asian women. What are you talking about? Black women still run around here with this rumor. And whenever you see someone, no matter how sensible they are, no matter how calm their tone is, no matter how they deliver it, black women will still recite it. No, we are the most. Okay, yeah, there we go. Huh? So you're going to keep on talking about black women like they're this like whole, and that's where Dr. Tyne come in. That's why Dr. Tyne said black women are the ultimate victim. Translation: everybody else is talking crap. It don't matter what you're talking about. We're the number one or ultimate victim, or we're disproportionately affected by this negatively. You gotta say that when we start talking about men and the plights of men and boys and whatever negativity is going on with them. So for us to quote unquote recenter black women in their plight, we gotta say, oh, they're the ultimate victims. Huh? And Bruce on Wayne says, God, Jesus Christ, y'all killing me with this super chats. Y'all are killing me. And Bruce on Wayne says, and thank you for the super chat. FD, oh man, FD pussifier, Jesus. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. God damn it, Bruce on Wayne. Continuing.
In the public, I almost forget about Beyonce selling her soul to join the Illuminati. Now, a lot of that doesn't have anything to do with red pill adjacent stuff, but these days, that definitely is a big part of any backlash against any black woman. And again, I have to ask why. Even though you allegedly hate Doechii, you'll spend chunks of your free time paying attention to her. There's anti-Doechii takes all over the place. The comment section for anything related to Doechii is full of sock puppet accounts and weirdos talking about how they don't like her. TikTok and Instagram has a ton of lazy Doechii bad videos, and when she dared to joke about straight men,
we're going to address that second part in a minute. FD, but who's talking about Doechii? I mean, he got to be talking about another part of the, I guess, manosphere, black manosphere. Could y'all show, like, for real, anybody send me the emails of all of these black men in particular still talking about Doechii? That was, what, 2 some odd months ago? That was towards the beginning of the year, right? Like, how long ago was this talk about Doechii? We're still talking about Doechii? Who's still talking about Doechii? You're doing too much with this, bro. You're trying too hard. But you can pull this when you're not really directing this towards black men. Continuing.
Months ago, people tried to treat it like she got caught sexually grooming a 13-year-old boy on a live stream.
He's a child, nigga.
I knew folks were losing it when people said her remix on Timeless ruined the song, when you can just listen to the original song. It's right there. You don't have to hear that remix. But that's the thing. A lot of you guys really want to talk about how much you don't like Doechii. It's low-key your personality at this point. You constantly consume content about her, even if it's content defending her. Whether it's me or Anthony Fantano or anyone else, or some shitty video attacking her from some guy playing Fortnite, you're going to watch and comment. And again,
okay, so clearly FD isn't addressing us on this or Mr. Z on this. He's talking about, I guess, some of the younger brothers, random brothers that's, I guess, in the comment section of different videos. This can't be directed towards Z or any one of us content creators in the black manosphere. It can't be directed towards us. This is, I guess, the young brothers that might be in the comments, or different black men, or maybe even non-black men in the comment section for anything concerning Doechii. Because I can't think of any one of us that have said anything about her in the past like 2 months. Maybe even longer than that. Huh? And Compassionate says, intersectional black feminism starts from the accepted premise that black women are the ultimate victims. Agreed. Right? Continuing.
Like the Stallion, Angel Reese, Haley Bailey. Like, y'all dislike Haley Bailey so much all of a sudden that you're giving DDG love. right? DDG has gotten more attention for allegedly abusing Haley than when he got her pregnant, and let alone any of the music he allegedly released. Y'all will hate on porn stars and then go watch porn.
Who's that? Who's doing that? No, we call them what they are and let them know their place. Ooh, goddamn, see, ooh, you said that out loud. Ooh, you said that out loud. Huh? But other than that, I mean, huh? Who's hating on porn stars while watching porn? What are you talking about? So once again, FD has to be speaking to the young brothers in the comments about this type of thing. Huh? And better use is, as a queer, Jewish, neurodivergent, physically disabled black woman with a hangnail that doesn't get till next Friday because of patriarchy, you can't imagine my victimization. Really, that's how they talk. In that type of talk, I would argue it benign neglected black boys and black men in their plight, but it infuriated white men. It infuriated white men. And rich white elite men now done flexed and they're doing something about it. And this is a problem. This is going to be a problem for black people. Mr. Z not going to be stupid here and pretend like this is not going to be a problem. Because you know white men going to run the ball all the way to the other side, off the field, off the planet. Now, when you truly are a victim, they're going to laugh in your face. They're going to minimize it. They're going to do the, what did you do wrong? You know, kind of like they've been doing. But now they feel justified even more to talk like that to you? Huh? And when women would engage in this, black women specifically would engage in this type of talk, what they're really saying is that because of all of these quote unquote intersecting forms of oppression, they now should be deferred to. And everyone else who's just poor or just black men, you now have to shut up and listen to them and defer to them. And so you might have had a working poor white dude in class listening to upper middle class women, upper middle class black women pop all their stuff. And now those poor guys, those working poor men are now JD Vance. Ooh, goddamn, see, ooh. Damn it, see. Even though I'm not sure if that's JD Vance's background, but still. Huh? Yikes. Continuing.
Make it make sense. Before you get mad and tell me how bad these individual people are, because I'm sure there's some angle you could take to explain how insert women here is bad, I want you to first ask yourself, why do you care? Is it because you feel like the internet is always attacking you? Are you an abuser? Do you aspire to abuse? Why do you feel?
We care because of the image of black men. These folks are practically burning effigies of black men all over the internet. I don't have to be a perpetrator of any of these violations or crimes for me to know and understand that when folks exaggerate black men's misbehavior, lie on black men, Brickface Rhoda, continuously insult black men with immunity, huh? I don't have to be one of these folks for me to appreciate that this is going to affect me and other black men and black boys. FD, you should know this already. Wait, Z. FD, you do know this already. You're not going to get us to shut up, bro. There you go. All those black women that might be sending you off on this, or whether you're doing this of your own volition, you're not going to get us to get off of this until you get black women to shut the hell up about us. How about that? And stop disparaging us in public with no consequences. We care about it because it's our collective image and yours. Mr. I'm not like them other Negroes. FD, you stayed kissing black women's ass. All it took was you just questioning, because in the beginning, when it looked like Rhoda's situation, Rhoda Brickface, Rhoda might have been lying, FD did one of those on his Twitter. He did one of those, I don't know, you guys, and black women descended on him, and you ain't see him post nothing about it after that. Yeah. See, if it would have been a black man, you would have been going fisticuffs. Black women flex one goddamn pinky toe, and you're like, okay. So yes, it's our collective image. So whether it's white men, whether it's white women, whether it's black women, whether it's non-black people of color, we're going to defend our image. Unlike you, if you want to stay in your lane and you think what you're doing is more effective than what we're doing because of the numbers, he really think that means something. Once again, if you're not subsidizing black women or getting black women subsidized, what you're doing is a waste of time and energy and breath, but it's making you money. If you want to go fisticuffs with the likes of Kim Foster and her ilk, and you think what you're doing is more effective, then fine. But what you won't be able to do is to get us to shut up, as long as there a predominant amount of black women talking like this, acting like this, and not just online. Let's be very clear. They're taking this offline. This is affecting black men in real life. Huh? Godfrey was going back and forth with Paris Milan in real life. Well, they were going back and forth online, but real life conversation. Cynthia G was allowed on Fox Soul to talk to celebrity black women. Huh? Doesn't Kim Foster, at least she used to, go on lecture? Huh? Didn't we have therapists in this space talking to black men crazy in real life? Better yet, I said that wrong. Didn't we cover black female therapists in this space that in real life was talking to black men crazy? And you had real life black female celebrities saying, I don't know what the problem is. What's the problem? I don't see what she said that was wrong. Huh? That's real life. That's why we cover these type of things. Huh? FD, so you're asking us to do what many black men did for decades. Ignore black women's misbehavior, ignore them talking about us crazy, ignore them going to white studios to get millions of dollars to put out hit pieces called movies about us. So we're supposed to ignore that and minimize it, even though it will affect us in our real life. So you're telling us, why do you care that they're talking about you crazy? Why do you care that they're putting out goddamn mini documentaries talking about you crazy? Why do you care that they're going to white studio execs to make movies about you, talking about you crazy? Why do you care? Huh? Imagine that. And continuing. Oh, actually, and Vince says, and thank you for the super chat. His MFN. Oh, I think you mentioned it. This MFN. I'm not the stepdad. I'm the dad that stepped up head ass. You know, eventually that's gonna be a thing. I already hear like the murmurings of this. These men are telling other men, these black men are telling other men, black men, to stay away from us single mothers. And they're trying to do the whole collective guilt thing. Right? That gives you a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. My apologies for that, you guys. But yeah, so essentially what I'm saying is black men's collective image. That's why we defend it. Black men's collective image, right? Y'all have allowed for black women to defecate on it. Y'all have allowed for black women to talk about us crazy, and y'all told us to shut up, right? Now, going back to Vince's super chat. Yeah, no, that's what I was saying earlier. No, I'm hearing little murmurings about it. Somebody made mention of it in one of Kim Foster's lives, maybe mid last year or something like that, late last year. No, it was like mid last year. She was doing a live, and like one of those, a black woman said something like that, like, and these men are trying to tell these other men to stay away from us single mothers and that, right? And I've heard other one-off comments. That's going to be a thing soon, because they're treating black men like we're one big Negro. You saw this with the young lady. I played it. Nefakar covered it sometime early this year, I want to say. But the young lady, dark skinned young lady, black woman who did the whole, well, other black men date out because apparently she was attracted to one of her homeboys, but her homeboy found out she date white men also. And he was like, yeah, I'm straight out now, I'm good. And then she went off. And like, so black men be dating out, yeah, but that's that one big Negro talk. That's that you have to pay for what a random other black man did or said or how he acted or who he dates or whatever. And black women engage in that a lot when it comes to black men. You know, like white racist society does. Ooh. Huh? They get their heart broken by one black man, other black men have to pay. One black man and one black woman don't work out, and the black woman is now a baby mama, and so another black man gotta come up and clean up. Well, going to what Vince said. I'm not a stepdad. I'm the dad that stepped up. No, and now what? Make us. Oops. And once again, Vince, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Huh? And let me read this one now. And Els Active says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Els Active says, I'm sorry, Z, but this Michelin neck, Michelin like two left-legged legged logic buffoon gotta stop with this I'm your daddy talk after Sinji was batting him up on Themis channel. Yeah, I remember that. And he did nothing but bite lip like a bad bee. Jesus. Yeah, I remember that. Thank you for reminding me about that. I damn near forgot. But yeah, I remember. Yep. But I said this earlier, Els, and thank you for reminding me of that. When it's black men talk to black men crazy. Black women talk to black men crazy. So it's not even like, you know, there's some familiarity there. And so FD will talk to us crazy and Foreign will talk to us crazy or talk about us crazy. And Kim Foster will talk about black women crazy. Or Juicy will talk about black women crazy. It's not a no, sister to sister, brother to brother thing. No. That's not how it happens here. Because, as Compassionate said, there's this idea of black women being ultimate victims. As Dr. Tyne said, we talk to and about black men like they're a burden. We talk about to them harshly, disparagingly, mean, condescending, rude, dismissive, smug, sassy. That's how we speak to and about black men. Black women, on the other hand, we're there, we understand, but could you please? You know, that's not the best thing for you. We won't even say, could you please? Let's consider something else. For your own good. That's how we speak to and about black women. Right? There, you little fragile little angel. You know, I had a conversation with Diallo Kenyatta and Skip Coons once. and they now operate their new channel is called African World Order. And or was that on Diallo's channel? It might have been on Diallo's channel. And I missed the comment when I was speaking to Diallo because I would have addressed it if he would have allowed me to. Maybe he wouldn't, but I would have tried to address it. Where after I was done speaking to Diallo, a woman in the comment, or at least during it, a woman in the comment said, "So what about women?" And I don't know if that was supposed to be a flex or one of those things where they try to imply that you're soft or weak or whatever. And Mr. Z was like I read the comment and I instantly was like, yeah, what about women? That is what Mr. Z is saying. And the problem is, wait, you think you think you're going to shame me with that? Mr. Z is saying, what about the women? Y'all should see Z face right now. I have the ultimate like shoulders up like, okay. Yeah, Mr. Z is saying that. And the problem is, I thought y'all wanted community. Oh yeah, y'all don't mean that. Oh, my bad. Oh no, oh wait, Z took y'all at face value. I thought y'all were serious about that. I thought y'all were serious about holding people accountable or holding individuals accountable. I didn't realize y'all only meant holding the men accountable and the women get to skate short of deleting a child. And maybe even then they get to skate. Oops. Oh, I thought y'all were being serious. Oh, my bad. And so going to L's active super chat again. Yes, absolutely. When he was speaking to Cynthia G on Themis channel, they always have this kind of conciliatory tone when they're speaking to black women. The FDs of the world, they have this conciliatory tone when they speaking to black women or speaking about black women. When it's talking to or about black men, it's Negro. If you don't, they talk to you like they're a goddamn drill sergeant. Huh? Like they're your football coach. But black women need to be handled with care and kid gloves. Guess what? Let's say Z did agree with you about that. Okay, let's go with it. Black women need to be handled with kid gloves. We have to appreciate what it is to be black plus woman. What do black men get out of that? Oh, goddamn. Let's say Z does agree with you. You know what? Because there are sisters and our girl cousins, right? Our lovers, our mothers, our aunts, our grandmothers. Fine. We're going to handle black women with kid gloves. We're going to handle random black women we don't even know personally with kid gloves. We're going to speak to them in this tone right here all the time. All right, cool. What do black men get for that? Do we get respect? Uh-oh. Do we get them deferring to us? Yikes. Do we get them getting on our program? Oh. What do we get for that? Yeah, that's what I thought. So once again, L's active. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right? So continuing.
Are abusers or are being accused of being abusers. How did you even come to know that insert woman here was bad in the first place? Was it because some red pill creator or streamer or Twitter account that you were watching told you? Probably because they knew how you would react. What were you doing when that?
I'm going to go back to that. So in other words, Mr. Z, and Mr. Z is, that's why I did my shout out to Better You. My subscribers call it torture and waterboarding. Yes, you're right. Like, is this a flex? How do you know about this person? How do you know that they were behaving bad? Is it because a red pill content creator brought them to you? Yeah, maybe. Wait, is this a flex? Is this a, what are you saying here exactly, FD? See, y'all wouldn't even know about her and whatever crazy thing she said that might affect you in your real life, or at least put another drop in the bucket of anti-black male misandry or black male misandry. Y'all wouldn't even know about that if it wasn't for Z. Wait, so they're supposed to be ignorant about, and Mr. Z doesn't only, funny enough, talk about black women acting crazy. Mr. Z also speaks about the black men, you know, like you, that add to this. Mr. Z occasionally talks about the racist white folks and non-black folks. And Mr. Z calls them racist white folks and non-black folks. And how anti-black they are. and how we're not like the white manosphere. But once again, FD, here you are. Wait, so do you know about this person because the black guys, the red men, the red pill guys because they presented that person to you? Would you even know about them? Maybe they wouldn't, and that's a good thing, huh? And that's a good thing. Oh, so they shouldn't know about Cynthia G. They shouldn't know. We were speaking earlier about Themis. Huh? My subscribers shouldn't know about those folks. They shouldn't know about Chrissy. They shouldn't know about Real Talk with Yeti. They shouldn't have known about Paris Malone. They shouldn't know about Divestazella. Mr. Z could do this forever. Sovereign Woman, Sovereign Queen. They shouldn't know about hashtag Black Woman. All these folks. They shouldn't know about Kim Foster. They shouldn't. Huh? So you're doing the ignorance is bliss line right now. This is your argument? That my subscribers and other folks' subscribers should be ignorant to the folks that are disparaging them, that's insulting them, that's trying to use them and this whole "I'm scared of black men are so dangerous" type of talk around racist white folks. Yes, even racist white folks on the left. My subscribers shouldn't know that, huh? My subscribers shouldn't know that Kim Foster was out here with the crocodile tears trying to weaponize passport bros and tell the white folks the passport bros and they're gonna bring in these women and they're gonna do certain wrong to you and they're gonna be dangerous and violent and but she wasn't talking like that, huh? I don't know if I have that. Let me address this super chat right now. And Demetrius says, Z, drop the link to the video where FD and Foreign admit the left has nothing to say to men. I need it for research purposes. Did I say that earlier? No. So Foreign, FD, Ole, it's on Ole and Fringe channel. They have spoken about the Black Manosphere and all this other stuff, but I don't recall if they ever said that. If I said something like that or I kind of alluded to that, I'm wrong about that, right? But I do recall. See, I don't know if they said it so overtly. Demetrius, email me. Well, you've emailed me before, but email me. Let me see if I can find something similar to this, because they did imply this once, or maybe Ford actually did overtly say it, something like this, where it's like, yeah, we really don't have much to say to these dudes, right? So there is that. But FD, when he was on my channel, did say that none of these rest of these folks listen to us, or specifically me. They're not engaging with any of our content and all of that. So FD did say that to me, the first conversation he had with me on my channel. So I'm sorry if I'm coming off a little convoluted in answering this question. I'm a little lost on that, because I don't recall if I ever said that they admit they had nothing to say to us. With that, FD did just say this, which is he's pretty sure he's not going to really move the envelope on this. And that, I would argue, is him addressing Z in specific with that comment. Because, yeah, you're not going to move the envelope. It's not simply because we're just too stuck in our ways, FD. And even for the young men. And he's going to address this also, if he didn't already and I might have missed it, which is like studies show that young men between, I want to say 16 to 26 or whatever age group he gave, they're only engaging in this after they get their heart broken and they go off and live their life and then they regret ever listening to us in the first place. I don't know how true that is. I will say this to that. FD, the issue is that men like you lie to those men. Y'all look them in the face and lie. the women look them in the face and lie. Y'all don't speak about women like women are breathing, thinking, feeling human beings. That they don't only experience positive emotions, that they're not only sunshine and rainbows. Y'all don't speak about women like women can be spiteful and mean and vindictive and rageful, and they can attempt to weaponize and use society, cultural products, the law against an individual black man or black men in aggregate. And that's why men, particularly young black men, listen to us and they come over here. Because the black community is a matriarchy if you want to be kind, a gynocracy if you want to be accurate. These men are socialized that women are sugar and spice and everything nice. And then they start dating and get their head taken off their shoulders. God forbid they get a woman pregnant and she's their baby mama and they get their head taken off their shoulders. They get their head taken off their shoulders in divorce court. They listen to us because men like you and women and the black community lie to these young men. Or even worse than lying to them, y'all attempt to get them or socialize them, teach them to bob and weave through black women's misbehavior and harmful rhetoric. And there gets a point where they can't take it no more, and that's when they come over here. They listen to us because you exist, because your ideological elders existed. They listen to us because Kim Foster exists, because Chrissy exists, because Real Talk with Yanni exists, because T Noir exists, because Khadijah exists. That's why they listen to us. So they could only listen to us for 4 months, 4 years, 5 years. They got the message. And guess what? I'm going to say it to you again. Nothing you're saying means anything if you can't get black women subsidized. Point blank, period. And once again, Demetrius, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And St. Cyr says, they don't want us to know about folks like that who are puppeteering, there we go, the convo in the background. And thank you for the super chat. Yes. Yeah. When I first started in the Black Manosphere, before I even started dropping content, I don't know for those of you, because many of you were already here. Shout out to all my day ones. Y'all recall Mr. Z saying the reason why I used to watch, and Demetrius might even remember this, why I used to watch the Grapevine is because I realized that the folks on the Grapevine were the movers and shakers in the background. For those of us that remember the Grapevine, I watched the Grapevine because I realized that the Grapevine had a bunch of folks. These were the upper middle class or solid middle class black folks who worked for news organizations, or they worked for some type of media, or they were the next up. They were going to be the people in the background earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. You would have never seen their face, but they worked for your local news network, right? They worked in the background of Hot 97 or in the background of The Breakfast Club or any one of these media productions, right? They worked at some type of newspaper. When I realized that, I was like, oh, so these are the folks. They were small business owners. They were bloggers and vloggers. Sarin, right? And when Mr. Z realized that, I was like, oh, Adrian, the LGBTQ brother. So that's why I watched the Grapevine. So going back to what St. Cyr is saying, exactly. Puppeteering the convo. These were the people in the background. That's why Mr. Z covers folks like you, FD. Because you've made your presence known on YouTube, but there's a lot of folks moving and shaking in real life who think just like Kim Foster, and that's frightening. Who think about black men just like Kim Foster does, and that's frightening. Huh? And once again, Saint Cyr, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, I got to read this one now. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat, black women want black men to fight them for their love. Stupid. Let's read that again. Let's read that better. KMS says, black women want black men to fight them for their love. Question mark. Stupid. Yeah. Prove to me that you love me by dealing with and enduring my crap. What's the clip of Spider-Man? Was it Mary Jane that jumped out the window and Spider-Man had to go catch her? Black women, everyone. You know what? I might find that and clip that. If somebody could find that and clip that, send it to Z, please. Or if somebody know what the clip is, send it to Z. But if not, I'll try to find it and clip it. Black women, everyone. Jump out the window, expect you to save them. And these young men said, did you hear that splat? Huh? These young men watch you jump out the window and they go walk out the door on your ass. And they hear the splat. Splat! Huh? You got some of us millennials, the Xers and the boomers will jump out the window. Some of us will jump out the window and we don't even got Spider-Man superpowers. We just jumping out the window on hopes and dreams. These young brothers said, oh yeah, about that. These young brothers said, hey, where did she go? Huh? And once again, KMS, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Let's try to finish this
when
off.
that information came across your attention? Were you doing anything productive with your life or staring into your phone looking for something to make you feel alive? Again, it may not be you in particular, but if it isn't, understand you probably know exactly who I'm talking about. You know someone that I'm describing right now. And maybe just this once you should send them this video. Because again, look at the comment sections of anything related to these women. Because you all constantly consume this type of anti-women content, these algorithms learn to feed more of it to you until that's all the internet is to you. It's all you end up seeing whenever you log on. And if you're not aware of how algorithms work, and most people aren't, then you think that negative feedback loop of anti-women content is how the world is. You think that's normal. So now that I'm explaining.
FD, have you ever checked out Mr. Z's community tab? Have you ever checked out BGS's daily streams when he covers China or geopolitics or any of that or any one of his other channels? Huh? Have you ever checked out Art New Styles channel? Huh? Red Pill Sleeper Cell during the election. AB Media. We're not only talking about black women. Our algorithm isn't only full of black women effery. A lot of it is full of black women effery, but not all of it. Mr. Z would argue not even most of my algorithm is full of black women effery. Huh? Mr. Z is in the cars and the automobiles. I'm subscribed to name the car channel. I'm subscribed to all the news stuff. Al Jazeera, DW News. Yes, the mainstream stuff too. Fox News, CNN, MSNBC stuff, NBC, all of that stuff. The Real News Network, TYT, Breaking Points, all of the underground stuff. Huh? Sabby Sabs, Bad Faith, that's what Brianna Joy Gray. Huh? Chris Hedges stuff, all of it. I stay following Richard Wolff and all the interviews he does on his own channel and on other people's channels. All my lefty stuff like Jacobin, and I disagree with them on a lot of stuff. Yeah, about that. Huh? If you look at my community tab, you'll definitely see it's not really full of black women effery. It's a smorgasbord of a bunch of random stuff. random information, random links. What are you talking about? Huh? And J-Lock says, and thank you for the super chat. Please look up Omizi about Red Pill and do a reaction. He has disagreements day every Saturday on final month every Saturday of the month. Okay, all right, and I'll check that out. Huh? Cheryl Penley said Z will have your algorithm all over the place. For real though, but my algorithm is all over the place. I trained my algorithm like that. And y'all gotta remember, like, Mr. Z been dealing with YouTube since what, 08, 09, 08, or 07, 08, something like that. 09 maybe, when I finally think I actually, you know, had an account and whatnot. So it's been forever. We're approaching 2 decades. So you know how many do you know how many things I'm subscribed to, how many channels I'm subscribed to on YouTube? It gotta be a few thousand. Easy. And yeah, I'm gonna have to move a bunch of stuff over and do a bunch of things and have, you know, separate the two, and that's gonna take a long time. I might hire somebody to do it, honestly. So yeah, when I get that, I guess is not directed to Z. Also, that gotta be those comments that FD is what he's saying right now can't be directed to Z. It can't be. Huh? And Jamal says Z skipped my super chat. Ouch. No, I got you. Right. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can find it now. Give me a second. And so J-Lock, I will definitely check that out. And once again, thank you for the super chat. Right. And where Jamal? I don't see. Is this it gotta be further down. So I didn't skip it yet. I didn't skip it. I didn't get to it yet, but I didn't skip it. All right. Oh man. So yeah, so once again, I don't think that was directed towards Z. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat. Powerful men have power. The men women want are better than them by default in their own desire. Yeah. And so exactly. Chicks, man, hashtag Genghis and the dishes. So, and I'm glad you keep on bringing that up, KMS. We see that even Kim Foster lamented. This is before I want to say this is before her and her man got together, at least before she made it official. Random stream, and she was talking, and you could hear it in her voice because, you know, her voice changed. And she lamented knowing that she's going to earn more than whatever man she's going to be with, or if she was already with her boyfriend and she already knew she earned more than him, but it wasn't official yet. Right? Like, that part of the conversation is a part that they really struggle with. They really struggle with this part of the conversation. Huh? Yikes. Exactly what Cam has said. The chicks want men in better financial, political, social positions than them, no matter how much she makes. And if she reached the ceiling, then maybe she wants someone equal, but really she wants God at that point. Goddamn, Z. Huh? And I'm going to try to go through these a little bit fast because Z got things to do. That's why we're not doing a panel today. By the way, if you missed it earlier, we're not going to be able to do a panel today. Mr. Z made sure to say that earlier, so no false advertising. But we will be able to, well, hopefully we'll be able to do a panel tomorrow. So tomorrow for the panel, today is a little different, right? So let me hurry up and try to get through some of these. And as KMS said at the end, exactly. Hashtag Genghis Khan and the dishes. They want the conqueror, the emperor, the world ruler to still come home and do the dishes. They want you to conquer the world, right? But still come home and do the dishes. I don't know about all of that, right? And once again, KMS, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right? And Joe says, and thank you for the super chat. Every time I see FD's face, I always go back to when he was on Themis and thought they wanted scalps while FD gave them smiles and platitudes. As a matter of fact, that was, if I'm not mistaken, I think Cynthia G did say that, right? No. Themis said that. Like, Themis wanted FD to be even more harsh to us. And FD made note of that. He said that. That's why Mr. Z is remembering. And FD said that, like, y'all say that over here, and then the guys over there say this to me. They say the opposite. They say, why don't you go harder at women? FD, if you notice, Mr. Z has modified. If you're saying that's not your place as a black man, and it's the women's place, all right. But where are the women doing it, though? If the goal is, and it's not, if the goal is to get us together, in the women, the women content creators, the Kim Fosters, the Julesies will get the women together. Where's that happening? Where's that happening? If you're going to go at us with this type of fervor and this type of tone, and it's to get the black community together, we're about to go through it. We need community, right? How are we supposed to be in quote unquote community when we're talking to the men crazy and we're not saying much of anything to the women? And when we do, it's there. I'm going to speak to you in this tone. So once again, Joe's, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Detroit said, when she said motherland, she do realize that motherland would delete her big ass, right? Just saying. And for those of you that don't know what Detroit is referring to, we gonna play it for y'all, and here y'all go.
Just a thought. If I end up in Africa or Jamaica on my next trip, all this stud shit flies out the window. I'm fucking one of them niggas. And I don't care what y'all gotta say or if I'm gonna lose stud points, whatever. I know what kind of blouse I'm gonna get. I know what kind of bathing suits I'm gonna wear. I know everything of the such that I'm finna do. What, I'm gonna lose some points? I ain't a stud no more because I'm finna get broke down by one of them niggas in Africa? It ain't no way I'm gonna go out there and miss out on some kingdom dick, some motherland dick. Is y'all crazy? Huh? What's wrong with y'all? Okay? Girls is all that in a bag of chips, but you really think that I'm finna go to a place of the such and not get something of the sorts? Please. You can have this stud shit all you want. Now, though I love being a stud and I love my women, when I go to Africa and Jamaica, like I said, you want to join in and things of the such, because I'm not fucking with you. I'm fucking with him, and it ain't nothing you gonna do about it. Anyways, how y'all doing today, and what y'all doing?
And I gotta deviate for a moment and address Vince and Victor Creed. Shout out to Victor Creed, also one of my day ones. Victor Creed, something he said in the video when by the way, this is in my shorts right now, right? Not in my literal shorts, but in my shorts on my channel right now. And Victor Creed said something really simple, real as hell though. These are the women that are LGBTQ because the guys they wanted in high school didn't want them. It's that simple. And as Vince is saying here, she's only socially gay. A lot of black women like this in particular are LGBTQ because the guys they find attractive ain't checking for them like that. And let's be very clear, our bar is in hell as black men. We really got to fix that. We'll pipe. We might pipe. Look, some of y'all brothers might pipe for real. Ugh. Shame on you. But we might pipe, and that's it. Huh? But you got to know in high school, dudes probably wasn't checking for her for real. So I agree with Victor Creed. Shout out to Victor Creed. And I agree with Vince here. Many of the sisters, and I know a couple from high school, you knew they was going to go in that direction because you could see like the brothers wasn't checking for them. And the brothers that would do something with them were so, and you know, y'all know how Mr. Z speaks, but I got to say it. Them brothers were so scummy, I could understand why they was like, oh, not you. Definitely not you. Now, could she have, especially in high school, could she have gone to the gym? Could she have had a better diet? Worked on her weight? Yes. But I know a couple of LGBTQ sisters from college and high school that you know why they even to this point why they're with other women, right? They're with other women once again because the guys they find attractive didn't find them attractive. That's why we make those comments in the Black Manosphere that every woman has her favorite peen. Every LGBTQ woman has her favorite peen. Every LGBTQ woman has the one man that she'll give that up for. Now, is that true for every LGBTQ woman? Maybe not. For most, I would argue yes. This woman straight up told you, I go to the Caribbean, I go to Jamaica, I go to Africa. Hey, I'm trying I'm trying to get worked out. Oh goddamn, Z. Huh? And let me read this one right now. And Dr. Thunder says, my algorithm is all over the place. And my Discord is all over the place. Take some of my Savage money. Hashtag Savage Gang. Thank you, Dr. Thunder. Thank you. And yeah, my algorithm all over the place. It's all over the place. Huh? Car stuff, music, political stuff, social. That's how I was able to bring you guys meta modernism. I already told y'all about Wisecrack, Then and Now. Y'all already know Mr. Z is subscribes to Casper Report, Good Times, Bad Times, like a bunch of different stuff, infographics. But man, I'm all over the place with it. Huh? So yeah, and thank you for the super chat, Dr. Thunder. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, same thing. My algorithm's all over the place. Huh? Yikes. Leon, I ain't even gonna read your comment. I'm not even gonna read your comment out loud. Hysterical. Huh? Vince either. Vince that's hysterical, Vince. Huh? That's hysterical. Huh? Man. Dylan, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm not highlighting you guys' comments for a reason, but yeah, exactly. Dylan, exactly. Exactly. And one of my boys said the same thing. He was like, hey, we had a cousin. The girls would make fun of her sometimes. The boys would make fun of her sometimes. And he was saying, I was a little bit older and I kept on telling him, stop doing that. She gonna go the other way on y'all. And guess what? He said, guess what? When she came out the closet and said, this is what she is, everybody was acting dumb. And he said, I told y'all. Exactly what you just said, Dylan. Exactly what you just said. So, yeah, we know what it is. We know what it is. Vince, I'm not even going to read that out loud either. Hysterical. I've seen those too. And Better You says, I was crushing on this chick in high school. She was one of the prettiest girls, and I bumped into her 6 years later. She was a beautiful stud. Hey. Saying. Sometimes, and Vince says, rainbow as a defense mechanism / coping mechanism. Sometimes. Right? Yikes. Right? And Jamal, there we go. Jamal, here's your super chat. And Jamal says, they love to stretch the meaning of abuse to include disagreeing with women. Exactly. Right? Meanwhile, women are actively advocating for, as a matter of fact, how did Z not play this to what we were saying about the stud system?
Lowered expectation.
There y'all go. Oh yeah, that's staying on Z's channel. Once again, if you don't, for all of us of a certain age and older, if you ever watch Mad TV, y'all remember this.
Lowered expectation.
And going to what Jamal is saying over here with abuse, exactly. They want to stretch out the definition of abuse to include disagreeing with women. Meanwhile, we have women out here, and this is going to be a white woman, but still, we have women out here speaking like this.
I do believe genuinely that there needs to be a public works department that is dedicated to being mean to men. Like Parks and Rec, like sewage, like being mean to men. Or we could laterally integrate, whatever that means. I don't know what that means. We could laterally integrate being mean to men into these departments. Like pick up the trash, degrade a man, you know what I mean? Clean up a park, insult a man. We've said it time and time again. Women in a relationship with a shitty man, we turn him into a good man for the next woman, right? What if we all just collectively, because what's happening in those relationships is we're bullying them. That's what's happening. What if we all just did that? I do think that is what keeps the world safe.
She's admitting that they bully men in relationships.
But I think it will make the world safer. I think it is akin to picking up trash on the side of the road. Yeah, I think being mean to men is like picking up trash on the side of the road. It's something that has to be done to keep our streets clean, clear, and kind. Someone's got to do it. Bully a man, save a.
And this is a perfect time to read this. And Detroit says, to be honest, or to be, I don't even meant to say, to be honest, they be sounding like the real slave masters going in at black men. This is a white woman, right? With that, how does she sound? She's like openly admitting that they bully men. And she's advocating for men to be bullied. I remember somebody, if y'all can find the clip, it was circulating maybe last year, the year before, with the woman saying all men, young men should be made homeless when they first like hit 18 years old or whatever. They should start off homeless. Like that's how women are speaking about men. I don't know, even the white guys, oh my God, the white guys are not saying stuff like that about women. All these issues should start off homeless. They all should be homeless. This is what we're saying here. When you continue to talk about one side like they're morally superior than the other, you allow for them to talk like that. And I want to be very clear. We're in the era now where it don't take too much to go from talking like that to really meaning that to try to advocate for that for real, for real. Now, whether that gets actually pushed through or not is a different conversation. And I'm not saying that we're going to see a bunch of people, right, go into your state legislature to get them to pass laws when your son is 18, you kick him out and he got to be homeless for a couple years. I'm not saying that. With that, remember that is in the back of many women's minds that your son should be homeless. He should start from the very bottom. You should make sure that he has nothing. That's crazy talk, but we allow it because it's women. Just saying. And once again, Detroit, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right? Man. Let me see something. Want to make sure I got all you guys super chats. Oh yeah. No, did I? Oh yeah, I read this already. Want to make sure I got everything. And Leon says, Sabi Sabs knows the black manosphere listens and agrees with the majority of her content. Wait, we don't even care that her husband is white. Yeah, bro. She's made mention of it, but she doesn't hold her hat on that. Brianna Joy Gray dated white dudes. She's made mention of it. She doesn't hold her hat on that. I would argue they're not card-carrying divestors. Right? They've made mention of it and kept it moving. Right? It's not my husband is white type talk that a lot of black women engage in. So yeah, I mean, people know Sabi Sab's husband is white, and right. So yeah, and Sabi Sab's content and how much we agree with it. If you're sensible man or woman. left or right, black or white. So if a black woman's making sense, then she's making sense. But if you're demanding that we kiss black women's ass who are mad that they're not white women, ooh, you keep on saying that, Z. Why do you keep on saying that? Because it's true. If you demand that we minimize black women's misbehavior because, no, and now what? Huh? Yikes. So yeah, Leon, thank you for the super chat. And Louis, Red Pill Sleeper Cell, says, I listened to the video. FD told on himself he deep down hates being a black man, and he agreed with the divestors. Oh no, that's what you got out of it, Louis. I hope FD don't hate himself. I don't see that. Louis, I don't see that in him. What I do see in FD is a brother who thinks he's doing right. He's gonna make his money. He's not gonna let this stuff get in the way of him making his money. Okay, understandable. And his default is that black women are more correct and right in their reading of history and of black men and of themselves is more accurate than what black men are saying. I think if you press FD, and he said it here, yes, there are some black women that hate black men, right? Yes, there are black women that essentially boil you down to a walking wall and an overglorified guard dog and commodify black male behavior. Y'all heard Mr. Z been saying that forever. So you get FD to concede that. But at the foundation, as Compassionate said earlier, and as Dr. Tyne said, black women are the ultimate victim. So yeah, they might get it wrong every once in a blue moon. And yes, some of them have gone too far with the anti-black male rhetoric. With that, they're more correct than you are. And I think that's as far as you'll get FD to go. Right? But I don't know if he hates being a black man. Right? I don't know about that one. Huh? So did I miss any of you guys' super chats? Did I miss any super chats? Right? Oh, and Compassionate put a link up. Right? Look like Compassionate. Oh, his TikTok. Yeah. His TikTok. That's Compassionate's TikTok. Y'all check that out. Oh, okay. And Compassionate says, you're being streamed live on TikTok as we speak, bro. Oh, man. Shout out to all the TikTok listeners. Check out my channel on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Right. And Better You says, you know what, Z? You pulling this man kicking and screaming to your position. Put a foot to the nuts and don't stop pulling. Look, no, and for me, it's not. It's simple. FD made his wife a stay-at-home mother. You could tell he cared about his sons. I would say outside of this type of conversation, FD is probably a great dad, doing right by his family. With that, this is all black men want for the most part. The problem is that we have insufferable ass black women that we've allowed to be insufferable and get worse over the past few decades. Because all we did was focus on black men. Black men and their quote unquote misbehavior. I said it and I meant it. Black women will get on black men's program or they will suffer. Most black women will not be FD Signifier's wife. They won't be foreign man and foreign land wife. They won't be Kim Foster or Julesy or Real Talk with Yanny or Chrissy and earn enough money to sustain themselves. We don't even say thrive yet. We didn't even say prosper. We're saying just sustain themselves, barely subsist. Most black women don't got it like that, nor will they ever. So if a black man or any man, or maybe woman, oh boy, isn't attached to them to subsidize them, they will struggle. And what Mr. Z is saying is, what are the men getting for that? They will struggle and they will be kinless. Once again, a disproportionate number of black women are kinless as they age. Huh? Once again, black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the US. Once again, black women rising face of homelessness. Homelessness. There you go, Z. Huh? Mr. Z is not just talking the talk. FD, you're too much in bubbles with black women that got a couple of pennies to rub together. That's not the majority of black women. By far, that's not the majority of black women. And if y'all claim this community stuff, and that's all y'all doing is claiming it, then y'all better mean it. And not mean black women gonna get on black men's program, or we gonna watch them starve. And watch y'all shame us about it, and us do nothing. Maybe because most black men find black women attractive, brothers will be doing something about it by getting black women from overseas. Shout out to Africa, shout out to the Caribbean, shout out to Latin America, Afro-Latinas, here we come. Huh? Yikes. Compassionate asks, do I have a TikTok? No, I don't have a TikTok. Not yet. Huh? KMS said, FD don't live what he preaches. He's a charlatan. Huh? And did we end out? Let me see something. Did we finish that? I don't know if we finished it. I just started talking. Give me a second.
How the world is. You think that's normal. So now that I'm explaining to you that it's not, consider why these things bother you so much. Why do you feel the way you feel about an artist or singer or whomever else whose art you generally don't enjoy, but you have really passionate feelings about them? What benefit does that have to you personally? What has being in these spaces really done for you other than give you other people with your same disposition to complain about life with?
You mean camaraderie? Wait a minute. You mean camaraderie? Huh? You mean encouragement? Complain about life with. We got PhDs in the space. What are you talking about? We got brothers with master's degrees. We have brothers who are married. We have brothers who we don't hear from in a week because they went on vacation with their family. What are you talking about? Complain about life with what? Last year, Mr. Z pockets was a bit hurting because Mr. Z went on 3 goddamn trips last year. Complain about life with Miss Z. Complain about life with. What are you talking about? I'm in the cars. Complain about life with. Mr. Z pockets really gonna be hurting because the Z over here rating Mr. Z pockets. Every time you think, okay, I think that's about it. I think the list of things that need to be. Oh, wait a minute, another thing. Welcome to owning a 30-year-old sports car, everyone. Turbo sports car on top of that. Jesus Christ. Complain about life with. My subscribers know I got the Z. They were happy. I posted it in my community tab when I got it. Complain about life with. I mean, do we complain about life sometimes? Yes. And the problem is complain about life with. Mr. Z spends half of his stream giggling like a schoolgirl. What are you talking about? Complain about life with. Anyway, continuing.
So why are you spending your time leaving mean comments about insert visible woman here rather than catching up on sleep or doing work or developing a new skill, exercising, playing video games, or maybe watching something that you actually enjoy? What do you like besides?
You mean what the Black Manosphere does? Shout out to PK, right? Right. Charles would be streaming and Charles would be playing PK, playing video games in the background. What are you talking about? When I did have the time, Mr. Z would be on Art New Styles Friday streams playing Forza. Mr. Z got that was a couple years ago. Mr. Z raced Art New Style on Gran Turismo. It's still on Art New, not Art New Style, sorry y'all. Artisan MC channel. It's on Artisan MC channel somewhere about 2.5, 3 years ago. With Mr. Z racing him in Gran Turismo. So playing video games, we do that. Charles' channel got nothing but his what is it, Madden highlights or NFL 2K, whatever the hell. What are you talking about? Hobbies? We talk about our hobbies ad nauseum. I gotta do another car stream, by the way, talking about hobbies. Huh? Dylan James C, he said on my PS5 right now. What are you talking about, bro? And we stay talking about investments here. Well, not really on Z's channel. That's not really Z's lane. But money, the cost of things, inflation, yeah, about that. You got to be talking about some other side of the Black Manosphere. Huh? Perfect comment. And Vince says, we getting money, making time for hobbies, and fostering loving, intimate relationships over here. We striving and striding over here. Thank you. Wasn't it the other stream where Vince was like, oh, wait, I got to get off, y'all. I got to do something with my lady real quick. Wait a minute. On my late streams, Leon be in the comments, hey, Z, you been up too late. You been up here too long. Go chill with Miss Z. Same thing with Better You. What are you talking about? Once again, a caricature of what they think we're on over here. Huh? Yikes. This is a caricature of some super toxic, I am man, hear me roar. Wait, Mr. Z, those are too many words. Me man. Me tough. Me no smile. Me alpha. You woman. You cook. Wash dishes. Like we some Neanderthals. And once again, Vince, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. AB said downloading Halo right now. Huh? Thank you, Trell. Trell says, I've told you numerous times to go love on Miss Z. This is not real. This response is not real. The FD, bro, the caricature, and you should know better as a black man. You should know better. Huh? Trell said Neanderthals. Not Neanderthals, Neanderthals, exactly. Me tough. That's funny. I'm still in that. That's funny. That's funny. Huh? Exactly. Make sandwich. Huh? Big Mo says, I'm working on my master's degree, work out, and help raise 2 kids. I don't know what these people talking about half the time. The caricature is nice, though. It's funny. It's nice. Not... Huh? and L's Active says, I like to travel. And he puts the woman painting her nails thing. Right? Oh, man. This caricature of us is insane. I still, shout out to KMS. When I came back from Cali, KMS was like, I know that little thing hurt your pocket, Z. Go with $100 super chat. Huh? It wasn't the end of the world. And here's the kicker. Here's the thing. It wasn't really her. It was me. It was me. It wasn't really my lady. It was me. Of course I went over the top because of course I did. Man, caricatures, bro. I'm telling you. I need, you know what I need? I need the and I did I download it? I didn't download it. The Rick Ross accusations. Accusations. That, you know what? I'm gonna have it for y'all next stream. I'm gonna have it. I promise you I'm gonna have it. Or at least, yeah, I'm gonna promise y'all that way if I don't do it, I feel shame. Right? Accusations. And KMS says, FD, why aren't y'all doing something else? Black men doing something else. Black women and FD. Why aren't y'all interacting with black women the way we want y'all to? Exactly. Right? Even though this is not a black woman, black men be doing something else, and then black women be at events looking like this.
Dinner with my girl, and I want y'all to just notice something. There's women, all eating there. Women, all eating there. And let's not forget right there too, because they're everywhere. Oh my god. I don't normally go out, but when I do, I go out with my girls, and I am seeing something, a trend. Girls are all going out with their girlfriends. There's not like one date.
Man. Compassionate. I agree with your statement. I just that end part. I agree with that part too. Anyway, but that end part though. Huh? Going to what KMS said. Exactly. That's why I played that clip just now. Continuing. And Vince says, my girl quotes Uru. Someone got to pay for these hoes, bro. I said that to my lady too. My lady know Uru isms. She know BGS isms. She know Charles isms. Huh? She definitely knows Z isms. Somebody got to pay for these hoes. And FD, by the way, FD would agree with that. Don't let FD online persona fool y'all. I don't care what FD saying. FD would agree with us on that. If FD's paying attention to JD Vance, Z, why you always say his name first? Y'all know why. To JD Vance and Donald Trump and them and what's going on with this government right now, he would agree with us on that. Somebody gonna have to pay for these hoes. And if the government said yeah about that, nope, not us, then guess what? That means women gonna have to go back home. That means some man is gonna have to subsidize her. Translation, somebody gotta pay for these hoes. Huh? It may sound crass, it may sound offensive, but FD, if you're listening, tell me I'm wrong. And tell me you don't agree and mean it. Huh? And mean it. There you go. You fixed it. Compassion was like, I'll fix it. And Compassionate says, excuse me for that, you guys, FD is crafting straw man arguments to basically perpetuate the stereotype that black men are unsophisticated intellectuals whose stupidity is dangerous to society, bro. Exactly. Exactly. Huh? Shout out to Kev C. Kev C wife got a bunch of degrees and is highly educated. Married. Kev C got a bunch of grown kids. We got a bunch of people high-level degrees, or their women have high-level degrees. Ms. Z been in the car with Mr. Z streaming, y'all. Ms. Z coming from a two-parent household. You think Ms. Z hate herself? Oh, I forgot. It's an internalized misogynorism. Ms. Z got them hands. You think Mr. Z abusing Ms. Z? Huh? Just admit that your worldview is a failed worldview, and then we can move on. That at best, at absolute best, it works for a tiny percent of black women at the top, and all the other black women gotta suffer. Just admit that. Huh? So on that note, you guys, look, Z got things to do. We're gonna try to shoot for a panel discussion tomorrow. So y'all, look out for that. And thank y'all for listening. We as a matter of fact, we still ain't finished yet. Goddamn, Z. Let's try to get this finished.
More. Like, are you aware of what you would watch next after this that you actually like? Not that you're trying to argue in the comments around. There's research that indicates that people do pay more attention to things that bother them than things that they like. So this isn't just you necessarily. This is a somewhat universal phenomenon that's maybe somewhat out of your control. But that then begs the question, what about these particular types of videos, these images of these women bother you so much? Why is it so important that someone do something about these women that you think aren't being held accountable? What does that even mean? The most egregious example of this comes from some of you black red pill types who are addicted to engaging with divester content, and you really, really seem to want me or someone to say or do something about it. So first,
FD, you talking about yours truly? I think FD talking about me, you guys. I think FD talking about me. Yes. Because that Clubhouse clip that I know you came across that you didn't say nothing about, where the black women were talking to a racist white police officer, that type of clip is why we care about that. That type of clip. See, you making it seem like it's some shallow thing that is just a bunch of people talking crazy on the internet. FD signifier. Black women were encouraging a white police officer to abuse black men. That's real life right there. That's life or death right there. That's incarceration. That's your freedom right there. If you want to know why we care and why we cover these things, and why at one point black men wanted men like you and women like Miss Foster to at least say something to it. You're minimizing ass. Why do you want us to cover it? And why do you want us to say something? And why do we can't hold them accountable? Why would you do that? That's real life. Huh? Watching Amanda Seales on Comedy Hype bully that brother down when he was speaking about Kevin Samuels and reframe and lie on Kevin Samuels. He was tearing people down, and he wasn't calling people in it. The women weren't calling people in. The women talked about men like they were walking Wallace and overglorified guard dogs. They didn't humanize the men on Kevin Samuels' show. They don't humanize the men on what's her face, Kendra G or Ashley Dalton. You talking like the women, all they're doing is talking. No. Black women are taking this stuff offline in the real world and interacting with black men off of this. They're talking negatively about black men in the presence of white folks. Living, breathing, real white folks. To the point where now you have a number of black women that do all the fake pro-black stuff online. Then people go to dig in and realize they have a white spouse, a white boyfriend or husband. And white folks are starting to say typical, duh, to be expected. No, this is real, FD. And the reason why at one point brothers wanted you to say something about it is because you're a black man. If you didn't forget, Continue.
Do something about it. So first and foremost, I talked about that group relatively in depth in my Black Manosphere video years ago that I'm assuming a lot of you never watched. It is long, but it's good. It's, you know, all my shit's good, whatever. And the only reason I did that was to get y'all to shut up about it, which was naive of me, because I didn't understand then what I understand now, which is that this is bigger than anything ideological. This is low-key an addiction with y'all, but we're not there yet. But I do want to be clear, that community is vile, as I said in the video, but what did that do about them other than make more people aware of their existence? Do you know what the question I usually get whenever I mention divestors in the video is? It's, what is a divestor? You're going to see that in the comment section because I'm not going to explain right now. That's what happens when you address certain toxic groups from a large platform. All you really end up doing is allowing them an opportunity to spread their message. Like I always get the, why don't you debate or talk about?
If that's the case, brother, y'all ignored us for years and our message has spread far and wide. That's why you're here right now combating it. You ignored us. You forgot. Brothers like you and Black women of polite society ignored us. Y'all were punching down at us, but you ignored us. You didn't say our name. Well, you're here now, aren't you? How did ignoring us work exactly? So you're telling us to ignore the divestors, and we have. Wait, better yet, Z, y'all have. And the divestors got louder and louder and louder, to the point where you even have the white guys. That's why I mentioned what I mentioned about Twitter a minute ago, where even the white guys are like, oh, she talking all that pro-Black stuff. Oh, I guess she's one of those Black women that's, what was it, liberated in the streets, colonized in the sheets? The white guys are starting to talk about random Black women with white boyfriends that way. These women might not even be card-carrying divestors, because divestors got that damn loud. How did ignoring them work exactly? Huh? How did ignoring us work for you exactly? Oh, wait, how many young Black men or Black men in general voted for Trump again? How many Black men stayed home? Yeah, how's that ignoring us working exactly in the real world? This is an old playbook. The internet changed all of that, or we just going to ignore you into oblivion stuff. The internet changed all of that. Y'all working off an old playbook. If we ignore it, it'll go away. Stop talking about those people over there. Just ignore it. See, if I talk about it, it's going to blow them up. That's an old playbook. Huh? Destiny was talking about divestors on what's the tatted ass white dude, skater dude, whatever, porn dude again? No Jumper. Yeah, No Jumper. Mr. Z, remember, No Jumper, No Jumper. Right? Yeah, what happened? Did Black men introduce Destiny to divestors, or was it, what's her name? I reviewed her years ago. Her name started with an A. I forgot, some Afro-Latina or whatever lady from Canada, or whatever the hell her name is. Huh? Oh yeah, Adam 22. Sorry, that's it. No Jumper. Adam 22. Yeah. Continuing.
Why don't you debate or talk about insert weirdo here comments? And one of the reasons is that even if I debated whatever weird guy or group you wanted me to debate, the actual end effect of that is giving them more attention and making their ideology more normalized, putting it in the public discourse when really it doesn't have.
Thank you, KW Don. You know exactly. Alicia. Thank you. Alicia. Then yep. If I'm not mistaken, she the one who introduced Destiny to this type of divestor content and talk, and then Destiny on Adam 22 talking about it. Meanwhile, y'all were minimizing it and ignoring it. How did that work exactly, FD? Huh? Y'all are working off an old playbook. Continue.
Subscribers now, the vast majority of which have no idea what a divestor is. And I kind of want to keep it that way, because whenever I talk about them, I'm basically just sharing my platform with them. Is that what you want? more divestors. And some of y'all are gonna make up a reason to say yes. And that shows me what's really behind your frustration with that group. It's not about defeating that group or holding them accountable. It's about an intrinsic desire you have to do something specifically with a group that you don't like, made up of people with bad ideas. But the problem isn't their ideas, it's their existence, isn't it? Explain to me what you expect to happen if I address them again. Do you think they'll magically vanish, or will they make a video about the video I made about them, put my face on their thumbnail and get more views than they've ever got? Do you seriously think the divestor ideology is popular among black women? Or is it a small but very, very active group of women online who mostly just say fucked up shit about black men in discords, right? But some of you are so deep into
both. I think the majority of women of color, if given a chance to be with a rich, good-looking white dude, they'll go. I don't think that's even exclusive to black women. I think when y'all address patriarchy, y'all don't actually say what it is, white patriarchy. Y'all don't actually address what the real issue is. I don't think y'all really appreciate what white colonialism did to the minds of women all across this planet. I think y'all too cowardly to address it because nobody want to actually talk about women's desires. We could critique men's desires all day, every day, and speak about it like it's juvenile, like it's sexist, like it's misogynistic inherently. Y'all don't want to say nothing about women's desires and how women like oppressors. Ooh, goddamn, and they like to be oppressed too sometimes. Sometimes they like to be oppressed for like 7 to 15 minutes, maybe half an hour, maybe an hour. Ooh, that's a lot. Huh? Nobody want to talk. Nobody want to talk about women in and out of the bedroom and the things that really turn them on. Ooh, Z, you went there. Huh? Nobody want to talk about black women who are openly admitting, and black LGBTQ men, I saw whoever sent me that, who are openly admitting they like being called the N-word in the bedroom and being choked out by their white oppressors in the bedroom. Uh-oh. This is why we talk about these things, FD. Yikes. Continue.
Into misogyny, that you genuinely have convinced yourself that with all the wild stuff going on in the world, that it's black women who you feel are inferior to you that are also somehow simultaneously the most dangerous threat to black people. Black women are both too educated and...
Who said they're inferior to us? Secondly, white society put the thumb on the scales for the women within the black community. That explains their position. We're watching it now with the repeal of affirmative action, of all the DEI type of situation. We're watching black women lose jobs. Didn't they lose 106,000 jobs last month? Did they not lose 300 and some odd thousand jobs since the beginning of the year, give or take? That's the thumb on the scales for them, sir. It's not that they're inferior, but somehow still doing better. First of all, who said they're inferior? Secondly, if we put the thumb on the scale for you and you start to move up socially and politically, we don't really know how much you move up economically, but okay, fine. And we remove the thumb off the scale and we watch you fall on your face, wouldn't that speak to what Z is saying right now? Whether you're capable or not. See, here's the kicker. It doesn't matter whether black women are deserving or not. Within the black community, black women had the thumb put on the scale for them by white liberals, men and women. Some black women weren't deserving of it. Some black women were. Regardless, they elevated. And now the thumb has been removed for them by white conservatives. And we're watching black women, some deserving, some not, fall. That's what we're talking about, FD. But you're trying to be obtuse and, well, most people on your channel are not going to push back. And, well, we're here now. Continuing.
And too masculine and, you know, too stuck up or whatever, have too high standards, but also are a bunch of losers who nobody likes or nobody thinks is pretty and do dumb stuff. Like, it's weird.
Where are all the goddamn wedding rings for black women from non-black men? Mr. Z already said, Mr. Z says it all the time, an attractive black woman is an attractive woman. An attractive black woman is an attractive woman. What does that mean in an anti-black society? White men will pipe. Will they marry her? Will they have a kid from her that she doesn't goddamn demand that she have? Will they be in a long-term relationship with her? Will they let it be known publicly? That's a different conversation now, isn't it? An attractive black woman is an attractive black woman. Where are the goddamn wedding rings? From white guys, from Latino guys, from Asian guys, from white guys, from white guys, from white guys. Because, by the way, that's all that matters for women of color. We're not talking about black women, quote unquote, being ugly, sir. If we live in an anti-black society, then you better believe it's going to affect black women's intimacy, black women's marriage rates. But there's one person that would marry them if they would get their mind right. But oh no, Z doing too much with that one. Z doing too much. And KMS says, and when they say black women say ninjas ain't ish, they talking about your ass too, David Carroll, FD. FD know. Yeah, no, he knows. He knows. FD knows. Huh? And KMS continues and says, the Leviathan has now decided to eat the other children. Ladies, get ready for the truck stick of deregulated male productivity. And that's all. And being left behind. KMS, what you said the other stream is real as hell. The only way for them to keep up is to get a man. And black women going to apparently be the last ones to figure that out. And that's going to hurt them like a mug. The only way for them to keep up is to get a man. And black women, for the first time, y'all are going to watch black women not be on the cutting edge of what's happening and not be all in the know. And it's a mixture of their stubbornness and them going the wrong way for so long. What they say, the general is always fighting the last war, and here we are. And once again, KMS, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Here we go.
These backwards things about black women, but let me refer to the goofiest manosphere comment I've ever heard that I used in that old black manosphere video.
If a black woman would have kept her mouth shut back then, you would not be having World War I and World War II.
Here's something I know a lot of y'all won't agree with, but I just got to be real. There are different standards for men and women in the world, especially online. And I know that in your heads, you think that women have it easy based on these double standards. You think women get away with things that you can't get away with. You hate the idea that women are...
Either they do or they don't, FD. Either they do get away with things or they don't. That men, black men in specific, could never. Don't just minimize it. That's a nice little throwaway line for your female subscribers. Either we're right or we're wrong, and if we're wrong, prove it. Continue.
To be high value in order to be viable on the dating market. You're bitter at the fact that your role in gender politics seems to be passive while theirs is active, and you're just hoping that if you shoot your shot, you'll be chose, while it seems like these women are just, I don't know, swiping right on dating apps and stuff and getting whatever they want out of life. And that's just not true. And even if it was, which it isn't, your response to this shouldn't be to take your frustrations out on random women you don't even know. It'd be to address the system that makes this double standard possible. And you already know what social system that is, but
it's patriarchy or nothing. I don't care what you say. By the way, in the background of him when he says this, it's patriarchy kind of blurred out. Yeah, we ain't dismantling it. Now what? Why? Because we tried the egalitarian thing in the black community. I hear you, Kim Foster, in the background. We don't care what you're talking about. Yeah, we tried the egalitarian thing and it failed because the women want to be special and equal at the same time, and they can't have both. We will not have patriarchy by feminist specifications. Whenever we try to pull that little egalitarian thing, that little equality thing, that's what the women want. So it's patriarchy or nothing. The egalitarian thing is BS. All the researchers are saying it now. Continuing.
But I'll give you a hint. It's the same system that makes you desire to see women put in their place. And if you say this isn't the case, you're lying. I've seen your content. Feminists put in her place by facts and logic is literally a genre of video for y'all that always makes money. Why do you think that is? Maybe you don't think this is misogyny. Maybe you don't think this is hate. Fine. But then I have to return to that question. Why are you watching it? Why are you watching me for that matter? Was this video sent to you by someone you love? Good, I guess. Hopefully this can create a conversation in the aftermath. But if this came up in your algorithm without you looking for it, then it's probably because the algorithm knows something about you that you probably won't admit to yourself. My algorithm gives me football podcasts, video essays, nerd shit, and every once in a while, a woman on the timeline that looks like Bria Miles. Every blue moon, I might go and look to see what the manosphere is talking about, but I don't watch them or any type of right-wing content pretty much at all. And that's when it's the off season and there's not a video game I'm playing. Because aside from the fact that I don't like watching things that I don't like, I also hate the idea that my attention will help people I don't think have good ideas get paid, which brings it to my last point. No shade, but I don't need y'all. I engage in manosphere related issues out of a sense of obligation, the kindness of my heart. I do it out of wanting to help, not because I need the looks, not because I need.
You may not need us, FD, but black women do. Ain't no point. I'm not even gonna laugh on that one. You may not need us, but black women do. I believe you. You don't need the black manosphere to get your numbers, to make your money, but black women do. If you said you're here to help, black women do. How about you help them with that? And we got proof of that. Mr. Z not just talking to be talking. You know who need us? Black women do. Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the US. Black women, the rising face of homelessness. A disproportionate number of black women are kinless as they age. Yes, research consistently shows that black women carry the highest student loan debt burden compared to any other demographic group in the United States. Yeah, FD. Black women do. Continuing.
My heart. I do it out of wanting to help, not because I need the looks, not because I need the views. My audience is already 70% male. I said this numerous times, but y'all refuse to like make sense of that. And please don't tell me that it's white men or black men who hate watch me, because that doesn't make any sense. I ran up on a manosphere dude the other day who said that the near 300, 400,000 black men who are subscribed to me are just hate watchers somehow. Meanwhile, the old guard of the manosphere has been around for like 20 years. Not one of them has like 50K subs, let alone a silver plat, but somehow I'm able to get hundreds of thousands of men to watch me when they don't like what I'm saying. Y'all are supposed.
FD, remember what I said? He's gonna do the y'all supposed to be the ones of logic. So that's a woman's talking point. That's a Z. It almost came out. Y'all, it almost came out. Real back. FD, everything you saying, I'm gonna say the same thing. I see you ain't never addressed this part. Nothing you or any one of those other content creators is saying if you can't get black women in specific subsidized. They're struggling, and they're going to be struggling even worse over the next few years. If you can't get them subsidized, your 400,000 black male subscribers or male subscribers, however you said it, and your million subscribers overall mean nothing. But it does mean you're making some good money. Shout out to you. Continuing.
People, but it's not true. I make interesting content without y'all. All of these women y'all hate so much, you've had pretty much no effect on them, and they are winning without y'all. The only value that y'all hold, the way y'all...
They're winning without? Once again, see, that's why you know you're full of crap with that. Once again, black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the US. Black women's average income is what, some 30, well, actually, median income is some 30 some odd $1,000, something along those lines. They're winning without black men? Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the US. They're winning? They're winning. So you want to reel that back? Are you either factually inaccurate? Apologies, y'all. Talking about that. Right? Z gotta really hurry up, y'all. Y'all already know. Yeah, let's see if we can end out. Talking about that.
That play on your insecurity and unprocessed trauma and internalized rage that causes you to pay money to give them super chats to say things that you want to hear people say about other people that you have no tangible connection to, that don't even know you're alive. And because of this, you will remain maidenless once those streams end. You will continue to be broke after you leave.
FD, if you talk about my subscriber base, half my subscriber base, more than half, I would argue, are in relationships, either married or in long-term relationships, in loving relationships. I don't know who you're talking about exactly. You can't be talking about Mr. Z and his subscriber base. Huh? Yikes. He said mating list. Mating list, excuse me. They're not gonna have no women. Half of my subscribers are already in relationships. Ooh. Nice argument though. I'm pretty sure the women listening to you, they really love that, but it's factually inaccurate. It sounds nice though. Ooh, y'all don't get no y'all don't get no vagina, actually. Huh? Sounds good though. Sounds spicy. Yawn, continuing.
After you leave that mean comment on somebody else's video as a tip for them, that nasty tweet you wrote won't make you any more desirable. It's quite likely that if you're anywhere between 15 to 25, research shows that if you're a red pill dude watching this, then you're really just going through a destructive, wasteful phase of your life. And you will only come to regret your time spent in this phase when it's all over. That's not me making up some left-wing shit. That's what the research tells us. So the question I ask is, how long are you going to waste your time there, making other dudes rich off of your unprocessed trauma?
I know the rich guy ain't talking about making other people rich off of other people's unprocessed trauma. We're not doing this weirdo therapy crap. Number one. Number two, I know FD ain't talking about people getting rich off of YouTube. Aren't you rich off of YouTube? Haven't you covered us multiple times already? I believe you when you say you don't need us to get rich. With that, you still have covered us multiple times. I just want you to understand, right? Both on your main channel and on your second channel. And on your third channel? Some of that money is owed to the Black Manosphere. Let's be very clear. I ain't say all of it. I ain't say most of it. I did say some of it, though. And Big Mo says, FD don't give a crap, Z. He's getting paid. Clearly. Talking about being rich off of YouTube content and unprocessed trauma. Wait, you think the women that are listening to you and sending this to their boyfriend or maybe just male friend, you don't think they have unprocessed trauma and that's why they're sending your stuff to those men? Wait, you don't think you're being weaponized against, well, people like Z and just men in general, Black men specifically? Oh, wait, those women don't have unprocessed trauma. That's why they're sending your stuff to the men. But we over here have unprocessed trauma. Yeah, that's it. Keep telling yourself that. Huh? And Eric Denman says, and thank you for the super chat, he doesn't need the manosphere, but young Black men do. Because FD, if they listen to you, they're going to end up in divorce court getting their head taken off. Ooh, goddamn Z. If they listen to you, they're going to end up with a baby mama that's going to rake them through the coals. Listening to you, FD, is how these young men come out here naive and get their head taken off. You know, like you didn't, because you knew better. But you're going to send them out here to get their head taken off. Be naive as hell and get their head clean off their shoulders. Get their head taken clean off their shoulders. Listen to people like you. Listening to FD is how you end up in paternity court with the judge saying, yeah, you're not the father. Well, damn. And thank you, Eric, for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Els Active says, and thank you for the super chat. Z Receipts game is impeccable. LOL and improving. I'm trying. It's because StreamYard doesn't have enough space for all the videos that I would like, so I gotta keep on deleting and putting, moving different things up and down. The screenshots of the articles. Like if I had more space, oh man. Right? So I'm doing as best as I can. Thank you, Els Active, for the compliment. I'm doing as best as I can. Right? And KMS says, I agree. He don't need us he don't need us to be over here. I think he doesn't need us or be over here. The Black women he deal with are begging him to deal with us, but he don't have the cojones to say he agree with us. I think he agree with us to a certain extent. I agree with you. I don't think he has it in him to say that to them. And the difference is we have it. We'll tell those women, oh yeah, you ain't getting nothing from us. If we don't get what we want, you get nothing. And let's be clear, Kim Foster will be okay. Juicy gonna be okay. T Nora's gonna be okay. Khadijah got her man now, y'all. Khadijah's gonna be okay. The masses of their subscribers are not going to be. So yeah, he don't have the cojones to say, hey, you know what? The Black Manosphere got a point on this. He don't. Thank you for the super chat, KMS. And Els Actor says, the black hole calling the kettle black. Why did I read that out? I read it too fast. I was like, God damn it. Right, and thank you for that. That's hysterical. And KMS says, my sister told me to tell y'all to stop FD. That is what it sounds like right now. And we won't. You could tell Kim Foster and Juicy them, hey, tell black women to shut the hell up or we not gonna stop. And then now what? Hey, aren't we supposed to be gentlemanly? Ladies first. Uh-oh. Ladies first. The ladies stop and then we'll consider it. Huh? And Better You says, and thank you for the super chat, he says, shut this lady titty. Shut this lady titty wannabe temporary CT Fletcher ass Negro up. Maidenless. You right, ain't a single lady want to get at me, and I don't know how to get 2 kids. Better You has 2 children. Hey, look, Better You, the math not supposed to math. It's not supposed to make sense. Y'all be trying to make this stuff make sense. I know it don't make no sense, and it's not supposed to. Right? I know it don't make no sense. Right? Let's see if we can end out. Mrs. Z been saying this. All right, y'all.
And this has been light work. So there's a rule.
Okay, so that was his this has been light work. So yeah, FD is saying we're light work, there's nothing to see here, we're a bunch of losers, we just popping crap, etc., y'all. So yeah, oh man. Okay, all right, y'all. That was that FD. I want y'all to understand. It was only about 22 minutes long, and Mr. Z sped it up 1.35 speed, so pretty much a third. And I still end up spending 3.5 hours, pretty much reviewing this. 22 minutes sped up, and it still took me 3.5 hours because there was a lot to say. Right, brother FD, this ain't it. This ain't it, bro. Right? The black community is fracturing because we had counterinsurgents in the black community, black women, and y'all said nothing. Huh? Y'all said nothing. Brothers like you said nothing. Y'all chastised black men, y'all mocked black men, y'all made fun of black men, y'all critiqued black men. Sometimes it made sense, most times it didn't. Huh? And we're here now. Huh? And so, yeah. And so the black community is fracturing because we were harsh to black men, we were mean and dismissive to black men, and well, we're here now. Huh? So on that note, y'all, I don't want to keep y'all too much longer. Mr. Z got things to do. Mr. Z was supposed to end out like damn near 2 hours ago. Definitely an hour ago. But it's okay. You know, we had to review this, and I thought we were getting close to the end, and then it kept on going. Yeah, so look, FD, make your money, brother. Make your money, look out for your family, do right by your family. But if doing right by your family mean that you're going to dismiss what black men are talking about, minimize it, brother, it's simple. What do we want? We want black women who's on our goddamn program, or they gonna starve. And it's that simple. And what you're seeing from young black men in particular is they're not bluffing. They're not, and that's what's frightening the women. The young men, the Austin Hollermans, are not bluffing. They will go overseas to find a wife. If they got enough money, they'll go overseas. They're not bluffing. If they stay in America, they'll just be SYSPM. They'll date for the best candidate. They're not bluffing. It's not a threat. It's not a shallow or veiled threat. No, they mean that. And if y'all say, why do y'all want to get married anyway? Why do you want to, and the social programming, and the men said, I want what I want. Kevin told y'all this before he died. The men want cheese pizza. For Zia, be pepperoni, but the men want cheese pizza. Either you have it or you don't. And if you don't have it, then suffer the consequences. We won't be doing business with you. Huh? Saint Cyr says, Z, did you read my email? Maybe. I'll get to it, but Z gotta go. Yeah. So it's that simple. And let me read this from Vince now. And Vince says, FD believe whatever Tyler Perry put in the movies. Oh no. Hey, you see the women is throwing a fit about the Tyler Perry movie. I didn't even watch it yet. Right? I guess they tired of being portrayed in the struggle and disheveled and whatever the hell. And the struggle disheveled. Oh man. Huh? So yeah, y'all, look, we'll pause right here. Truly, love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, for the love of God. Wow, Mr. Z really did a 3.5-hour monologue. Jesus, for a 22-minute segment that I sped up. FD, yes, it's that bad. Yes, it's that bad. Yes, what you're doing is that bad. But shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. And all right, y'all, look, Vince, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And we're going to end this on out. Everyone. And Mr. Z out.